And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Mountaineer Bowl here on the campus of Western Colorado University in beautiful Gunnison, Colorado. Jim Brooks along with Joe Cervi today to bring you Thunderwolves football, the final game of the year, as the Thunderwolves close out the RMAC campaign against a team that has a chance, Joe, to win all the marbles today.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It's Saturday afternoon. It's the second Saturday in November. It's a beautiful day in Gunnison with an RMAC championship on the line. Unfortunately, Colorado State University Pueblo is not playing for that title, but they will have a say in who wins it.
Well, you know, I was talking with John Risson, kind of kidding him this week, Joe, and I guess there is a slimmest of slimmest hopes if the Thunderwolves win and Adams State pulls off the shocker today in Golden, then there'd be a four-way tie. Say Mesa wins, then you have a four-way share of the title.
Yeah, the RMAC does championships, and they always have. Now, that won't – Colorado State University Pueblo is not going to make the playoffs. So, regardless of if they win the championship or not, they're not going to go to the playoffs with 4 losses. So, that's just not going to happen. But it's something to play for mathematically. We already found out that Mines is up on Adams State. So, I think that scenario is far-fetched, but it's not totally – not totally implausible.
Yeah, as soon as I thought about that, I pulled it up, and they're down 7-0 in the first quarter, so it's still there. Now, one thing that is happening, we'll go ahead and mention it right now, Joe, because we've been following it, all of Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves fans interested in the university. The women's basketball team, with 54 seconds to go, up in Lakewood, is leading the #1 ranked team in the country, 59-52.
Yeah, how about Tommy Johnson getting his kids ready? They almost won a big game the other night against the 10th-ranked team.
Yep.
Fell just a little bit short, and now they're leading the top-ranked team in the country right now. Now, Jim's already kind of talked about their win, so if they don't win, we know who to blame.
Yeah, it'd be a terrible fold job if they don't pull this one out now, but they were up 10. Now they're up 7 with 56 seconds to go. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Back to the football action here. Joe, Thunderwolves are a wounded animal here today. They took a beating last week, not only on the scoreboard in the end, but physically.
Yeah, they played very, very hard last week. They didn't play very smart, but they played very hard, and it took its toll. The 3 offensive linemen are out with concussions, starting quarterbacks out with concussions. Tanner Draper, safety, playing his last game as a Thunderwolf. He's been here since 2006, I think. Who knows how long he's been here. He's got a full cast on his right arm. He broke his wrist. It's just it's a wounded Thunderwolves program, and that's not what you want when you got to come to 7,771 feet and play a team that has played you tough historically all the time.
Yeah, Western Colorado, they're a play away from being undefeated. They had Mines on the ropes. It was a tie ball game. They had the ball on the 1-yard line, fumbled in regulation, eventually lost in an overtime. 20-14 to Mines in Golden, so that's the only blemish on their record. And their most recent big victory was here a couple weeks ago. They took on Mesa and handled them pretty easily, 23-9. I think was the final of that one.
I think Western State has established themselves as the team of this year. The team, I don't want to say of destiny, because they haven't been in the playoffs since 1997.
Yes,
they haven't won an RMAC championship since 1998. So not in this decade or this century have they won a championship or gone to the playoffs. So everything that they've wanted is still right in front of them. Of course, they got to get through a team that they have not beaten since the resurgence of football in 2008. They have to get through that if they want to taste that championship.
Yeah, 12 in a row the Thunderwolves have defeated the Mountaineers.
And, we talked about it on the Coaches Show Wednesday. Some of those games have been really good games.
Goodness, yes.
But I was looking at scores. Some of them have been butt-kickings, too. It's not like it's been, we won by a field goal every time we play Western. It's not been that way. The CSU Pueblo's had its way with the Mountaineers a few times over that span.
Well, I think you tend to remember the national championship year when they had the first in 97. Well, that went the distance.
It's funny because I went down to do a post-game interview with Risto, took the microphone down, and was standing on the 4-yard line with the microphone in my hand with 3 minutes to go, and I watched them. So it went from having to talk to them about a loss to watching them come back in crazy fashion, and that saved their season.
Yes,
they went on to win the national championship that year. So it was a great victory and a great come-from-behind victory. Things you got to realize: 1, you're at altitude. 2, you're playing a team that's playing for everything. 3, you're playing on natural grass. So we'll take that into consideration with kick game, speed, all these things that kind of go into playing on a real surface rather than artificial.
All right, speaking to the head coach, John Riston, we're going to take this time out. We'll come back. We'll hear what he had to say about today's ball game. That all comes your way next. This is the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Thunderwolves pregame show. And joining me now, head coach John Riston. Well, John, going into the final game of the year, it's not where you wanted to be, but hey, got to play the game. You get 11 chances. Might as well go out and have some fun.
Yeah, this is a get to, not a have to. We're going to rise up to the challenge of going and playing against a team that's having a hell of a year, and they're playing fast and playing sound, and it's going to be a way for us to, send these seniors off right. If we go and play pack football and put our head down and go to work for 60 minutes, and hopefully we can outwork them and have a chance to find a way to win by one.
I guess that's the real challenge this week, is finding a way to get the motivation there, but maybe more so for your, you can do all you can do, but the players got to have a little want to, don't they?
I think we have enough character on this program. I think we have enough character on this team to be able to rise to the occasion. Our word all year was rise, and this is a perfect time to understand the definition I've been pounding in their head, that we need to rise and need to go have a chance to go compete. I mean, you only get so many times as a man to go compete. This is one of them. Let's go maximize it, and let's go have some fun.
Well, let's look back a little bit to last week. Even though the game got away from you guys, it's like we always say, you always preach those 5 or 6 plays, and you really look at that game, there were just a handful of plays. If they go the other way, you guys win the game.
Well, that's the nature of playing the game, right? It's the nature of having it, and it's an inch here and it's an inch there, but those add up to a losing victory. Losing and you don't get victory is what I was trying to say there. But the reality of this is our kids went after it, and I was proud of them. They went after it. Wasn't always clean, but we did play with some passion. We did play with some heart. We did play with some tenacity. And so, if we can continue to build on that, we're going to be all right.
Well, you look at the defense this year, John. This is a winning defense. I think you can look back on this year, you can say, we had the defense that could have done some big things this year. Offensively, had some breakdowns here and there, but this defense outstanding.
Yeah, I think I'm really proud of what our defensive staff, Miles, Coach Havers, led them and did a wonderful job of making sure that we were sound in what we did, and we had some very outstanding performances, and it was the strength of our team this year.
Now, offensively, you're going to go with the freshman quarterback today because Gunner's hurt, so Kroll gets a chance, kind of an audition, not only to sell himself for this year, but for the future.
Yeah, I'm proud of what Gunner was able to bring to the table and do some different things. He's a difference maker for us, but just didn't quite have the senior year that he thought we all would have. But now it's Stevie's turn to stand up and lead this team to victory.
Well, looking at Western State, this ball club, I can still call them Western State. John, they're always going to be Western State. But this is a team that we talked about on your show. They're one play away, perhaps, from being undefeated. I mean, they've had that great a year.
It's been following them on tape, and they have just played really outstanding football. And they were down on the 2-yard line versus Mines in overtime, and they fumbled, and they had a chance to win it. It was 14-14, and they didn't quite get the job done with that. But it's one of these teams that it's just fun to watch as a coach of what they're doing. So I hope they don't have a great game Saturday, but it's been fun watching them play.
Well, I know you admire Jazz and you watch their program. They're kind of a mirror image of the Thunderwolves in a lot of respects. They play very sound defense. They try not to make many mistakes on offense, keep it kind of close to the vest, and then break out. Yeah,
there's no question. They don't beat themselves, and I think that was our theme this year, is that we've had self-inflicted wounds at the wrong time. And even though we're +6 in the turnover margin, it still seems different for us, and that's not what our standard is. And so, but with Western State, I do have a lot of respect for Jazz and Todd Howard, their defensive coordinator. I respect them because they do it right. They coach right. Their teams are fundamentally sound, and I always enjoy competing against them.
Well, defensively, what do they do that could give Crow a hard time in the rest of your offense?
Well, they call what we call is really a 3-5-3 and kind of a spaghetti defense. You don't know where they're going to come from this side. They're going to disguise it a different way. And their nose guard is really special. I think he's playing hard. I think he could be the defensive player of the year in the conference. Number 7 is a kid that's a safety that is a playmaking kid. And so it's just one of those things that you just enjoy watching them, but you don't want to enjoy coaching them. And so hopefully we can come up with a great game plan. And I do think we do have a great game plan against them. And it's going to be some things different you haven't seen. But we're going to go after and try to protect Stevie and let him have his day.
Yeah, protection might be the key. You look at their numbers; they get sacks from everywhere. I mean, there's not just one guy dominating; they've got 7 or 8 guys with multiple sacks.
Yeah, and that's the key to what we have to do is protect Stevie and get the ball out in the perimeter. Nick and Max Fine and Jensen Fagans and Nigel and Cookie and let those guys do their thing on some one-on-one.
All right, good luck today.
Thanks, and go Pack.
All right, Thunderbolts head coach John Riston back with the rest of our pregame show. It all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. It is senior day here today as they're introducing all the seniors from Western Colorado. And, Joe, you always have that theory about senior day.
Yeah, it goes back to a former Division I basketball coach who said he'll play anybody on senior day. Players are worried about their family coming in, their girlfriends, who's going to walk who out there, how do we set up for this. It's just more distraction than they're used to in a game that means so much that may not help today. And if you're CSU Pueblo, you want to take advantage of that early. It's got to be quick.
Well, this Western Colorado Ball Club, I've told John a kid about him. I go, if imitation is the greatest form of flattery, well, you got to be flattered, I guess.
Well, yeah, you have a strong defense that flies after the ball. You have a running game. You predicate everything on the run. You have a quarterback who manages the game, and you just do things fundamentally sound. That was the Thunderwolves' MO for a long, long time, and it worked. You look at their RMAC championships and their national championship. That's how they won it. They've kind of gotten away from that this year. The defense is a little bit more passive. They play kind of in their space. They don't really fly to the ball, and the running game has been there, but it hasn't been featured. It should have been, with Michael Roots and Nick Bingham and those guys, you almost think, man, how do you get away from it? But they tried on a lot of other things, and your quarterbacks allow you to do that. So it hasn't been really their identity, and I think that's been a problem with CSU Pueblo this year is they may not have ever established a true self-identity.
And the thing that they do have to identify today is how to block the defensive end coming in on the pass rush. That was a big problem last week. 6 sacks that Gunnar Lamphere took in that ball game, and it was a punishing game.
It was bludgeoning, and Mines does a really good job with their stunts, and they brought guys that they guessed right in some of the gaps, and some of the running backs were late to pick up coverage on blitzers, and so CSU Pueblo needs to get back to that. Well, but we touched on it a little bit. 3 offensive linemen out with concussions, so a makeshift offensive line and a freshman at quarterback for CSU Pueblo against a defense that is swarming.
And Western Colorado offensively, they're not fancy, but they spread the wealth. They get a lot of different guys that touch the ball, and their quarterback is pretty efficient. He averages 200 yards a game. He's thrown 19 touchdown passes this year, and he's able to run the ball a little bit as well. So he gives you that run-pass option.
Well, sure. You don't get to where they are in this season with their record by not being able to move the football. And if you look at opponents, these teams are a lot alike. CSU Pueblo has not had the success Western has had this year in some games, but they are very, very much alike.
All right, we'll come back after this timeout. We'll have more of our pregame show. Joe will give you the keys to victory. That all comes your way next. This is the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. Beautiful Gunnison, Colorado. Joe, we've kind of lucked out. We've kind of lucked out all year weather-wise, except maybe the first game of the year. Remember that darn cyclone we played in the first game of the year, but otherwise great weather, and can't complain at all about what it is here in Gunnison today.
No, you got the Daniel Boone hats, the fur hats, and the fringy vests and the muskets, and then that was just at McDonald's. That's not even in the stadium, but that's here at Western. So you got that going for you. But it's an absolute perfect day here in Gunnison, and we were a little bit curious about 1 o'clock. So might be pushing it just a hair.
Yeah.
With daylight savings and the sun setting here in the beautiful mountains. So maybe car lights here at the very end.
Yeah, it could be like that year on the World Series of Golf when they had the car lights on there when Tiger had to hit a shot in the dark. If this game somehow went into overtime or a couple overtimes, I would think light would be an issue here because the game's going to end after 4 o'clock, 4:30 if you go into overtime. So it could be a little dicey at the end here, but I guess they thought 1 o'clock was the time to go. I thought noon would have been the time to play it here today, but we won't worry about that until we have to worry about that, I guess.
Yeah.
And Mines is up now 14. It may be updated from there. 14-0 in the second quarter. So that earlier dream we told you about, not so much. But the dream now of the Thunderwolves women's basketball team, they have defeated Lubbock Christian 64-56. They knock off the #1 ranked team in the country.
Maybe it's an omen.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's a day for the Pack.
Right? So let's hope. Maybe it's an omen.
And I watched a little volleyball last night. Thunderwolves volleyball team defeated Colorado Christian up there last night. I've been starting to watch a little bit more of that stretch internet, John. I actually went to a volleyball game a week ago, which was kind of fun.
Well, you got to like what Paul Plinsky's done with his hires and Albers and Hammer and Tommy and Oscar 12. These guys these coaches are going to get their players and they're kind of athletes in their system, and it's paying off.
Well, the Senior Day festivities are coming to a close down there on the field. They're have them all gathered for that group photo out in the middle of the field right there on the logo. They got quite a senior class there. A number of them, Joe. A little bit bigger class than the Thunderwolves had.
Yeah. But
that might explain their success.
You know, Csu-Pueblo last week took a picture on the logo before the game, and that's never a good idea.
So we'll see if that omen comes back to haunt Western Colorado. Give us the keys to victory for today's game. First for the Thunderwolves, Joe.
I think Csu-Pueblo needs to play like the underdog we think they are. They come into this game a little bit wounded, and sometimes a wounded animal could be dangerous. If they let it all hang out, have some fun, and play hard, there's no reason why they can't pull off this upset.
For the Mountaineers, what do they have to do to win the RMAC title?
They have to get past their vision of not being here in so long. They have to go out and play hard, put their head down and do what they've done all season long, and that's just kind of work people over. And I know they want to play a physical game. Todd Auer, the defensive coordinator, is a physical kind of swarming kind of defensive coordinator, and they may get after that freshman quarterback in that makeshift offensive line.
All right, let's go ahead and take another timeout. We'll come back. We'll give you the weather conditions. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Gunnison. Let's give you the weather report for the kickoff here today. Right now, 52 degrees in Gunnison. Expect a high of 55 a little bit later on during the ball game. We still have a 10% chance of snow. There's always got to be a chance, right, when you're up here in the high country. The wind is out of the west at 3 miles per hour. It's basically a perfect day here in the Rocky Mountain West. Come back, we'll have the opening kickoff. It all comes your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl here in Gunnison, Colorado. As the Thunderwolves and the Mountaineers have made their way out onto the field, still waiting the captains to go out to midfield here to get the coin toss.
Well, they delayed the clock, so now we're already down to – they're going off the game clock. Now it's 4 minutes to go. They stopped it during the –
Oh, because of the Senior Day activity. So we're actually – that's why we're getting off to a little bit later start here. I said, man, I thought we were doing a good job of time management.
Well,
here.
we were.
Yes. Well,
Come on now.
We do what we can do. Joe, this is by far and away the biggest crowd we've ever seen here at the Mountaineer Bowl for a home game for the Mountaineers. We've seen more people across the way some years for the Thunderwolves.
Yeah, it's a nice crowd for Western, but you know what? When you win,
Yeah.
Kind of draw some interest, and then you get people come out here and say, hey, we have a chance to win an RMAC championship for the first time since 1998. We have a chance to go to the playoffs since 1997. And, you know, Western State's ranked nationally, but they're ranked regionally, which is more important in Division II football than nationally. And there's a chance things fall right. They host a playoff game here.
Yeah, they're currently 4th in the region, I believe. Let me get it here. 5th. I'm sorry, they're 5th right now in the region. Bemidji State is 4th, but they play Mary today, which is kind of a cupcake. So the strength of schedule thing, if Western wins today, this would be a bigger feather in their cap than Bemidji's win over Mary. So there's a chance they would jump to number 4. Mine's pretty much solidified themselves at number 1. There's no way they can drop out of that.
No, and they'll win today, so they'll do that. What I don't, you know, we've been to some stadiums. Grand Valley was a beautiful stadium. Mankato, beautiful stadium. This is not a bad stadium. It's November. No weather so far, but you just never know what could blow in next week.
Yeah, it could be rugged indeed.
And 7,000 feet. Can you imagine the team coming from sea level having to play Western State's tough defense at 7,000 feet?
We're going to do a preliminary check of our ref mic. It was working earlier. We're going to find out if...
Gentlemen, congratulations for being selected.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and join the coin toss here.
The RMAC logo is heads. The side without the logo is tails. Csu-Pueblo, what's your call? Tails. Tails is the call. It's heads.
We'll defer.
You want to defer? You want the ball.
All right, so there you have all you need to know right there. So it's good to know our referee mic is going to work today, so that's good news.
Now, are you a heads or tails guy? I'm a heads guy.
I always go heads.
I've called heads always. I've never called tails before.
Yeah, there's some of those guys, tails never fails. I never have, never ever adhered to that.
No, and then I don't know who made the call. I'm guessing it was AB Anthony Barron. Looked like he was the guy that probably made that call, or it could have been Trevor Filio.
So right away we'll get a look at the Thunderwolves on offense, and of course Steve Kroll, the quarterback, the freshman. You know, there are many camps. There's a lot of different camps in Thunderwolves football, but many of them thought, well, why didn't we just let him go the whole year playing quarterback? But you saw when Gunner was on the field, the team was a much better ball club. But they're going to get a chance to look into the future today and see if you can't get into any bigger atmosphere or a bigger game for an opponent. And then this.
Exactly. And Steve Kroll is very capable. He's making some freshman mistakes, but seniors have been making senior mistakes too. So it's just, when it comes to quarterback play at Csu-Pueblo, they have to have time to let plays develop. And that has been the bugaboo for Csu-Pueblo this entire season. It doesn't matter who's taking the snaps. If they're running for their lives, if they're fleeing, if they're getting hit every other play, that's been the problem.
And you look at this Western Colorado defense on their starting 11. 7 different guys have had sacks this year. And then you go to their reserves, you got another 5 guys that have had sacks. So they come at you from all angles. And their big tackle, Will Lytle, he has 9.5 on the year. The linebacker, Lane Ferris, with 8.5. So those would be kind of guys to watch. See, the Thunderbolts going to have to block today.
And a lot of that goes to Todd Auer, the defensive coordinator, who is as good as there is in the country in terms of calling defenses.
So it'll be Nigel Mitchell and Jordan Jones back deep to return the kickoff here. Kicking off will be Alec Fonseca. Fonseca on the year, 49 of 50 on extra points, 9 of 13 kicking field goals this year. We're set to go. Thunderbolts moving left to right as we look at it here from the Mountaineer Bowl. Jim and Joe to bring you the ball game. Benny Bash, our producer and engineer today. And we are underway. High kick, chance for the return here. Nigel underneath it, takes it at the 3-yard line. Back across the 10. 15, he's hit, breaks a tackle, and gets it out close to the 20-yard line is all. Be short of the 20, actually, about the 19.
You know, if you put your hand up, you're at the 25.
Yeah, fair catch.
And it wasn't, the kickoff was high. You know, it was a deep kick, but it was high, and it let the Hammer team get down there and make a play.
Plus, it almost seemed like Nigel had to wait for it, and he didn't have any momentum going for it. I always like to see a guy get that kick and be almost running forward when he catches it. Ball right in the middle of the field. Thunderbolts come out. They'll go to the pistol formation right away. Double tight end set. Nick Williams wide to the right. Fine wide to the left. Running back is Roots. Crowd making a racket here. Play action. Grohl drops back. Here comes the pressure. Gets the pass away at the sideline. Nobody there. And the question is he outside the tackle box? The referee and the umpire come in. Is there a man in the area? This might be grounding right off the bat. Roots was out in the flat to the left.
Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, I don't think the grounding was in play, but
yeah, I thought the referee might make an next play. He went to his mic, but he didn't hit it.
Anthony Johnson did a great job flushing from the Kroll's backside, blind side, flushed him out of the pocket to his left.
Fagan's into the ball game. He's in the slot to the right. High snap, but it's handled by Kroll. Gives it to Roots up the middle. Made one man miss, but then is hit down at the 21-yard line. He'll pick up 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Pack.
Michael Roots does a great job. He was one sidestep away, but Tim Mullen made sure that wasn't going to happen. Bringing in an extra defensive back now.
Yeah, they'll go to their nickel package.
This might even be a dime. They brought in another linebacker, but he sure looks like a defensive back.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of an umbrella set up there, isn't it? Looks like they'll rush 4, maybe send an extra backer. Here they come off the edge. Kroll rolls left, right into the pressure, steps through it. Now looks, he's under heavy pressure, gets the ball away. Almost threw an interception. It's dropped at about the 28-yard line. He was trying to get it to Fegans, but a better chance there for the Mountaineers.
I'm not sure he saw the defender slide over underneath there, because Fegans was open, but
he missed him. So 4th and 8. So a chance for the return here. It'll be Elijah Gillespie back deep. He averages 15 yards of return. Had a 35-yarder was his long this year. Dwinell the punter, averaging 47 yards a punt. Good snap. Punt is away. High booming kick.
Beautiful kick.
And sends back to the 25-yard line. Doesn't call the fair catch. Makes the first man miss. But then the posse comes to take him down at the 30-yard line. So 5 yards on the return for Gillespie. So decent field position for the Mountaineers to start their first drive of the game from the 30-yard line.
What a nice punt from Justin Dwinell, who struggled a bit last week against a very good Mines team. You know, he's been able to flip the field a few times this year, and he did, again, just right there, from the 20 to the 30.
Connor Desch, the quarterback for the Mountaineers. He's out of Arapahoe High School in Centennial, Colorado, otherwise known as Littleton.
The Warriors.
He'll have Josh Cummings as the running back on his right hip. Double wide out to each side. They bring a man in motion toward the formation, now resetting. Long counter, taking the snap, play action. Steps back, steps up into the pocket, fires down the middle. He's got a man open. He's into clear. He dropped it at the 30-yard line. It might have been 6.
Marcus Lawrence was on his hip, but he was 2 steps behind him on his hip. He was beat on that play. They're lucky that wasn't 6 on the opening play of the game.
Cole Ritter's dropping the potential touchdown pass. He has 2 on the year. Has caught 24 balls on the year. He wishes it was 25 right now. That was a good way to start the ball game if they would have hit it.
He came off the field and took his helmet off and is like hiding behind the bench right now.
Now they're going to run it up the middle. Good hole out across the 35. Pushing his way to about the 37-yard line is Josh Cummings. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 3. Makes it manageable here for the Mountaineers. They're going to go no huddle, but they just look over to the sideline. Almost everybody in college football now, they don't huddle up. They just look over to the sideline, and then they'll make the adjustment. Double wide out right. They go double tight end on this set as well. Extra tight end on the left side. Now he goes in motion to the right side of the formation. Resets. They're going to roll the pocket right. Desch under heavy pressure and just has to dump it into the Thunderbolts bench as Filio was right there to force the play.
All the way down the line, he followed that play and then just charged. So good stand by the Thunderwolves defensively.
Well, they survived the potential long bomb strike to start the ball game, and then they take care of business. So 4th and 3 here for the Mountaineers.
Well, and let's make no mistake, people. Yes, Csu-Pueblo is not one like they normally win. But it's not like they don't have athletes.
Yeah, they're good.
It's a good football team.
Kyle Yonker only averages 37 yards a punt. Joe and I were watching in the pregame. We weren't that impressed.
No, he was struggling. Watch him get off a great one.
Yeah,
now,
probably booming here. Here it's underway. Nope. Low end over end kick. Chance for the return. Cook has it. Across the 30, 35. Excuse me, I'm 10 yards ahead of myself. He's across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Wishful thinking by my part.
Boy, if he cuts that back against the grain, he may go the distance. I don't think he saw the hole.
Joe, we're not in our usual spot. We're not on the 50-yard line, are we? We're here on the 33 is where we're set up.
Well, and as Trace Grasscarson noted, that the 50 doesn't really look like a 50.
What is that?
But I'll tell you what.
Looks like an 80, doesn't it?
The ball's on the 33, and the 35-yard line looks like Big Sheep Canyon Road.
It's a little crooked, isn't it? We need more cowbell here at the Mountaineer Bowl. 1st and 10 from the 33. They give it to Roots up the middle, and he bangs right into the big stack of Mountaineers. Gains a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
And if you're Todd Auer and the Mountaineers, you want to focus on the run and make Stevie Kroll beat you. You want to make them CSU Pueblo one-dimensional and shut down that run game.
Well, you look at the Thunderbolts starting offensive line. You look for the guys that are familiar at first. Stupar's out there. Of course, Elijah Reed, James Parker. But after that, it gets a little thin. As getting the start today is Nicholas Orr. And they're going to give it up the middle to Roots, and he kind of stumbled through the hole there, got across the 35 to about the 37. So a gain of 2. It's going to bring a 3rd down and 7 now for the Thunderwolves.
You know, Nick Orr, you bring him in, it's not like you lose size. He's 6'5", 305. Freshman from Kansas.
Yeah, he usually plays the tackle position, but he's playing guard today, and on his right hip is Cade Chapman, the guy that was, maybe they ought to put Cade, split him out in the slot here this time after the performance last week. 3rd and 7 for the Pack. They go trips to the left, double wide out route, empty set here for Kroll.
Looks like they're sending everybody.
Now he's going to call an audible here. Right, trying to pick up some blocking assignments. Kroll takes the snap.
And they do send the house.
Pass out in the flat. Caught. 1st down. Feggins. Feggins had to make the adjustment there, but he's a good, sure-handed receiver. You got to really like what he's brought to the Thunderbolts, Jensen Feggins.
That's like his route, isn't it? Where he just kind of shakes free along a hash mark, and then has to reach back across his body and make a great catch.
Ball's out to the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Thunderbolts. First down of the game for either team here. No score. 11 minutes to go. And they give the ball up the middle to Bingham, and he's got a nice hole, and he's hit down just short of the 1st down. Kind of off balance there at the end of the run, but he picks up 9.
You know, he looked like he was going to turn a little bit to try and make a cut, and Dominic Fletcher from Colorado Western came up and hit him. But I don't think Dominic Fletcher realizes what he's hitting when he's hitting Nick Bingham.
From the gun this time. Bingham remains in the game here on 2nd and 1. Play action. Fire right, ball caught by Nick Williams. He got hit right as the ball got there, but he's got the 1st down. Down to the 42-yard line of the Mountaineers. So the Thunderbolts on the move here.
Those big mitts by Nick Williams. And you know what? He's quietly had a really, really good year for CSU Pueblo.
That's his 41st catch of the year. Over 500 yards on the year. 3 touchdowns. Averages 13 yards a catch. Fine in the game. He splits wide to the left. Nigel Mitchell into the game. He's wide to the right here on this play. A little different formation here as both tight ends are in the backfield this time behind each guard. That's a little different.
It's old school.
And they're going to be a follow play here up the middle. Kroll breaks a tackle, gets outside. He's across the 35, down close to the 30-yard line, very close to the 1st down. He's right at the sticks. Looks like the official says move the chains, and they will. So 10 yards there. Good run.
Well,
by Kroll.
We have seen Stevie Kroll run the ball this year on key downs.
Right.
That was on a 1st down or 2nd down where you don't really need it, but that was a great little play.
Tell you who was in the ball game at that time for the Thunder was Cole Rumrill. I'm wondering if maybe a game time decision for Nicholas Albertini not playing here so far. Pass left side caught by Roots. Tries to reverse and he's taken down for a loss. Loses about 2. Back to the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12. Just the quick little screen out to the left, but he was all by himself.
Well, Cole Rumrill, if you don't know this story, is he came in as the long snapper and got dethroned. But what a great program guy he's been. Albertini is in the game.
Now Albertini is in there, but Rumrill was in there on that play with Guerra when they ran the follow play. So maybe that was the special formation play. 2nd and 12. Yeah, so Guerra and Albertini both on either side of the formation here. And they give it to Roots up the middle. And trying to hide behind Chapman. Gets down to about the 30-yard line, and then he's taken down there. So he picks up 3. Going to bring up 3rd down and 9 now for the Thunderwolves.
Go back a little bit with Cole Rumrell. When he was the long snapper, he led the team in special teams tackles. So he's a physical guy. You look at him and you're like, how are you a long snapper? But he's a strong kid. So that makes sense to have him in a play like that.
So 3rd and 9. Williams going to split wide to the right. Cook and Fine are to the left. Fine is on the numbers. Cook is in the slot. Bingham is into probably extra blocker here on pressure. Straight drop back. Stepping up, firing right. Ball is dropped. Williams had it for a moment, but then he was separated from the ball. Good play there by the cornerback, Bryce Lucas, as he hit him right as the ball got there.
Timed it up perfectly. The ball, I don't know if it was a little late getting there, but that was a long throw across his body. You got to remember, Stevie Kroll is left-handed, and that came all the way back across the field.
That means Zulek will be in to try the field goal here. This would be a career long for him. It's going to be about a 47-yard attempt. Ball just inside the right hash mark.
He was good from 57 in warm-ups, and the wind is at his back.
Good snap, ball's down, kick is on the way. Didn't look like he got all of it, did he?
Nope.
Pushed it to the right, no good. So the Mountaineers hold. Timeout on the field. 7:36 to go here in the first quarter. No score on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Gunnison. So, Joe, the Thunderwolves had a chance there on their second possession of the game, but unable to make anything happen there on the field goal try.
I watched Jared Zulek during warm-ups, and he looked fine. He was kicking him from 50 yards like it was nothing, with plenty to spare. That one, it almost looked like he drop-kicked it a little bit. It was low. Probably trying to drive it just a little bit.
Ball at the 30-yard line. And they give it up the middle, and the Thunder will stuff him, but he breaks the tackle. He breaks through there. He's in the clear across the 50, down inside the 45, but a flag comes in late. But again, Joe, that old bugaboo, we've talked about it all year long. Thunderwolves had him for a loss, and he escaped.
This might be the worst tackling team Csu-Pueblo's had since 2008. They just don't wrap up. And sometimes they try and strip the ball rather than just bring the runner down.
Well, they had him stood up. The flag is back at around the 42-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 8?
1st and 8, looks like. That time the referee Mike didn't kick it. Let's see if he gives us a better.
No.
Nope, he's already made his call. And didn't come through that time. We'll keep working on that. So it is 1st down and officially 7 from the 33-yard line. So he picked up 13 and then the 10-yard penalty. So Desch in the gun. Takes a snap. He's going to run the quarterback draw. He's got an opening. And he's out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Gain of 5. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 2 now for the Mountaineers. So they're going to fudge it forward a little further. They're going to mark it out to the 39. Head linesman had his foot over here on the 38, and the center linesman was looking across the way, and he said, I'll put it down here.
It's a nice tackle by Scipio. Seeing a lot of playing time now at linebacker.
2nd and yard. Desch coming up to the line of scrimmage, changing the play. Now he'll step back. He's
well, they only need 2 yards, Jim, and they're playing 6 yards off the ball.
Straight drop back. Hook press, blitz off the edge. Scipio missed him, though. Now Desch gets the pass away and threw it away. Again, Joe, there's another chance. You got the quarterback right in your sights, and you whiff on the tackle.
Yeah, you can't do that when you get the opportunity to do that. You just can't.
If I sound frustrated, I am. It's just been a frustrating year. Let's just put it that way.
Corner Matthew Stevenson gave the receiver a little shove at the end of that, and fans wanted a flag on that.
Stevenson does play on the edge.
Well, and he's on the Western State bench side of the formation.
3rd and a yard, and they give it. No, he keeps it. Good thing he did fake it, and Desch keeps it and gets the 1st down because he faked it to the back, and there was a collision in the backfield, and the Thunderwolves' Feeney is worse for the wear there as he collided with Cummings.
Well, he hit the running back as hard as he could. I think they both got up a little bit You know, that's a great read option, though, to pull that at the very last second, and it was a smart play.
Yeah, he ends up gaining 5, so it's 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. Their first down of the ball game. Trips to the right this time for the Mountaineers. Going to roll the pocket right, fire it right. Man is there, caught. Gain about 6 and then shoved out of bounds at the end.
Nice tackle by Marcus Lawrence. He never took him to the ground, but hit him and let him know he was there.
Malik White
got a nice
reception.
Got a nice spot on that, too.
They'll mark it into Thunderwolves territory at the 49-yard line. A gain of 7. Man, that was a generous by about a yard spot, I thought.
You wonder if these teams are playing right now looking, I think it's an air squad. They run a lot of the same stuff.
2nd down and 3 for the Mountaineers.
You wonder if Matt Stevenson's trying to bait the receiver on the outside.
Bring a man in motion. They fake the jet sweep action. They give it up the middle, and it's going nowhere. And look at Filio just all over that play for a loss of 4 back to the 47-yard line.
It was supposed to be a flea flicker. Desch was waiting for the ball, but Filio had already had the running back wrapped up. He was standing back there waiting to catch the ball. Swallowed him up.
So it's 3rd down now. And about 6 to go. They mark it at the 48. They fudged it forward.
So this is where CSU Pueblo struggled now. 3rd down, slot receivers tend to find an open spot in that soft zone.
Yeah, big cushion for the slot man on the left here. Desch with a long count. Takes the snap. He looks left. Here comes pressure, and he's taken down at the 40-yard line. Flying in through on the blitz that time for the Thunderwolves, Mad Max.
Max Gonzalez came in untouched and clotheslined him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably fortunate he didn't get any part of the headgear, but he just hit him up high. But it's because the quarterback kind of ducked is the reason he got hit high.
And that's what they've been doing all years. They've been getting there a step too late. That time he got there right in time. Plenty of time.
So it's 4th down and 12 now for the Mountaineers after the sack. So Cook stands back at his own 11-yard line this time for the punt from Yonker. We mentioned he's only averaging 37 yards a punt this year. And that's a short kick angled toward the left side. Look out. It takes a Thunderwolves bounce back up the field and goes out of bounds about the 30-yard line. That might be the weak link in this Western Mountaineer Ball Club is their punter.
Well, that ball bounced 10 yards back in CSU Pueblo's favor.
And you consider you're kicking at altitude here, Joe. You should have an extra 5 or 10 yards on your average if you're punting here.
You know, looking at the flags on top of the goalpost, he is kicking into whatever wind there is. But they're rare. Air is rare up here.
Rarefied, as they say, right? Ball at the 30-yard line. Thunderbolts take over here. Their 3rd possession of the game. Last possession, they got it down into scoring territory, missed a field goal. We're still scoreless. 3:34 to go here in the 1st quarter. Play action. Fire it to Mitchell. He's got it, tries to make a move, and he dives across the 35. Might spot him there where his knee went down. Yeah, they're going to give him the 36, so a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, you take that all day. That's 6 yards on him. Just a quick hitter. Normally that's a Nick Williams pattern. Nigel Mitchell was there on this team.
Antonio Espinoza was in for that play. He comes out. Albertini checks in along with Guerra. Fegans wide to the left. Albertini goes in motion, now resets on the right side. They look left, fire it to Mitchell. Gets a block, tries to get outside, and he's close. Fumbles the football! And the Mountaineers have it at the 43-yard line. Mitchell made the move to get the 1st down, but then coughed it up. And Western with the first big turnover of the game is in Thunderwolves territory.
Jim, sometimes you just got to go down.
Yeah, trying to battle for that extra yard or two and exposed himself to that extra hit.
You know, the officials were actually discussing something, but they're saying it is 1st down, Western State.
Yeah, I wonder if they were thinking maybe forward progress had been stopped for a moment there, but they just more or less confirmed what they all saw, probably. Looked to me like it came out pretty quick. Ball at the 43-yard line for the Mountaineers. They're in Thunderwolves territory. First turnover of the game. Desch takes the snap, gives it up the middle, and not much there. Scipio on the backside, along with some help on the inside, takes down Cummings. Gain of a yard or two. See where they give him forward progress down to just inside the 42. So officially a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Down to 2:30 to go here in the first quarter. No score.
Here's that formation you were talking about. 4 receivers to one side.
Yep, they're flooding the zone over on this left side. Thunderbolts only have 3 defenders over here. Thunderbolts show blitz off the edge. Now they're going to run it around the left. Now late pass over on the left side. It's caught and getting forward for about 5 yards. Now we're going to get a little extracurricular here at the end as battling for extra yardage there was Damian Macias, and McClellan threw him to the ground.
Well, Malik Wilhite, the receiver, gave Matt Stevenson a little bit of his own medicine and ran him out of bounds and blocked him hard, and he didn't like that.
It's a gain down to the 36-yard line. Kind of an interesting play. It was kind of a run action by Desch. And then all of a sudden he stops and just fires the screen out to the left side there where they had those 4 receivers.
This wide receiver is Jimmy's offsides.
3rd down and 3. They give the ball up the middle. First down run. Good run there by Cummings as he gets it down to the 31-yard line of the Thunderwolves.
The wide receiver was lined up offside. Right in front of us.
Number 26, Josh Cummings on the carry. Pick up a 5. That'll be enough for another Mountaineer.
I'm with you.
First down.
What are you going to do, man?
The head linesman standing right there.
Double wide out right this time for the Mountaineers. And again, they give it up the middle. Thunderbolts interior defense strong, though. Feeney has got him down on the bottom of the stack. A gain of a yard there for Cummings. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
You know, if there's been a strength for CSU-Pueblo this year, aside from Max Gonzalez, it's been Botts, Fall, Samanya, these guys, Finney. You know, the defensive line has played well.
Yeah, they haven't been outclassed this year at all. Down to 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Double wide out right. Single wide out left. There is a man in the slot to the right, the extra tight end here.
They're going to look at Stevens.
They roll right, fire it right. Ball's caught and trying to make the move forward. Not much there for Cole Riders. And he gets down to the 25-yard line, and that should be the final play. This Western, they're coming right up to the line of scrimmage like they might try to run a play here.
Down to 5. I don't think so.
Yeah. And they aren't going to get it off. So that'll end the first quarter. So we've played to a scoreless draw here in quarter. Thank you, Mr. Referee. At the end of 1, no score on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. And Western here have a critical 3rd down call upcoming here. 3rd and about 4.
Might be 2 down territory if you're Western, though. Kind of in that no man's land.
They need the 21 for the first down. Straight drop back. They look right, fire screen right, caught. And forward, 1st down and more inside the 20, cut back inside the 15, still on his feet inside the 10, down to the 4-yard line. Tackling, Joe, tackling.
Well, Patrick Howell let him go, and then he just started dancing, and he got all the way down to the 4-yard line. 3rd down, another 3rd down conversion against CSU Pueblo.
That was just a play design. They needed 4. It was probably a play designed to get maybe 6 or 7, and they end up down inside the 5-yard line.
And they left Patrick Howell on an island. He's the only guy that's supposed to make that play, and he whiffed.
1st and goal for the Mountaineers from the 4. They give it up the middle, and the Thunderbolts have it pretty well stuffed. Dion Butler, the ball carrier, he's down to the 3. He's the one that caught the screen pass. They got him all the big yardage.
Tavion Roby, big number 91 from the nose, holding on for dear life, kind of digging in his heels to prevent more yardage. He only picked up 1.
Second down and goal. Desch looks it over. Sends a man in motion. Straight drop back. Looks over the middle. Back of the end zone. Touchdown, Mountaineers. James Bryant.
It was too easy, Jim. Too easy.
Well, he able to stand back there in that pocket, and Desch, he threw a strike to the back line of the end zone, and James Bryant, that's his 2nd touchdown grab of the year.
Well, Marcus Lawrence was on the wide out to the near side, And he got it free right across the middle, no one with him.
So the turnover cashed in by the Mountaineers. That's what good teams do. A good team that has a chance to be great. Extra point try upcoming. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 13:46 to go here in the second quarter. Mountaineers strike first. They lead at 7-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. Here's the kick. That's going to sail into the end zone. So, Joe, we talked about that little bit of breeze. They only say it's 3 miles an hour. But it's noticeable because remember his first kickoff was only to about the 5, and that one he sailed out the back of the end zone.
You know, that could be the jet stream, though, going from the east to west. It just kind of seems that's the way this whole area flows.
Kicking right up through the valley.
And, you know, folks, I'm just telling you, from our vantage point, it's great to see snow on the 14ers in the distance. It's a beautiful day.
Well, Thunderwolves come back out on offense. They've had one good drive, one indifferent drive, and one turnover drive so far on their 3 possessions. Now they find themselves down 7-0 here in a hostile environment. Roll takes the snap, looks right, fires it right. Fine has it. He has a blocker out in front. He has the first down as he's out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Nick Williams out there leading the way. Easy pitch and catch, and then Fine makes the first man miss, and then he had that blocker out in front.
What I've seen so far is they're not having trouble moving the ball at all. Now, holding on to the ball, that's been a problem.
Trips to the left this time as Albertini joins the 2 wide receivers, Williams and Fine to the left. Albertini now comes back in motion toward the formation, goes across and resets on the right side. Fake it to Roots, roll the pocket. Kroll sets up, fires down the middle of the field. Jump ball, caught by Nick Williams. He's down around the 20-yard line.
And a flag. This may be against CSU Pueblo for some unnecessary roughness.
Although none of the players are walking back that way, they're walking forward. Here's the call.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 99, defense. Penalty being forced and into the run. First down.
All right, so attack that on the end of it.
My apologies. They took a nice little shot at Stevie Kroll.
So that marks it down to the 10-yard line. It's basically just a jump ball there as Kroll threw it up. And Nick Williams, I like my chances on a jump ball with Nick Williams.
6'4", 220, great hands. Yeah, I'll take Nick Williams.
All the way down to the 10-yard line.
The ball was a hair underthrown, which I think helped him in that regard.
Play gain 44 at the 10 on the penalty. Quarterback draw here, up the middle, inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line by Kroll. He had a little bit of an opening there, squeezed through it.
All they did there was clear everybody out. They had 4 to the wide or near side, and Michael Roots in motion. Only got 4 though. I thought he was going to get a little.
Yeah, it looked like it was almost there, wasn't it? So 2nd and goal from the 6. It was the worst first down in football. The old 1st and goal from the 10. Roots on the left hip this time of Kroll. So the Thunderwolves try to answer right back with a touchdown of their own. Albertini in motion, resets, now comes back to the left side. They give it to Roots up the middle, puts his head down, blasts through there, stays on his feet down to about the 3, down to about the 2 before forward progress is stopped. They might even give him the 1-yard line here where the official's sticking his foot in the ground.
And that's just Michael Roots being Michael Roots, running as hard as he can in that middle. He seeks out contact sometimes.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to see another one of those and maybe 2 of those.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes here.
You know, last week they'd get here and they ran the fade pattern a couple of times, and that was just not, it just didn't work. But now you can also, Stevie Kroll could run bootleg here too.
From the 1-yard line, they bring Bingham in, the extra back. They're actually going to go wild pack here. They're going to direct snap it to Roots. And it's a high snap, and it gets away, and he gets it back now. He's running for his life, and he's taken down back outside the 15-yard line. Joe, when you get cute things happen against you.
Something as simple as getting the snap back there just did not happen. Something as simple as the snap.
So it's all the way back to the 14-yard line, a loss of 13. It was 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line, and you go Wild Pack, and it blows up in their face.
And their kicking game has not been the strongest part of their special teams this year.
So Zulek in to try the field goal. It'll be a 32-yard attempt. Ball will be placed at the 22. Ball's on the right hash mark.
They're going to have to call timeout. Oh, they reset the play clock. Not sure why they reset the play clock, but they did.
That did them a favor there. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is no good. That kind of year, folks.
Hook that one left.
Ball will be placed at the 20-yard line.
So that means Western Colorado will take over at the 20-yard line. I just don't get it, Joe. I didn't get it last week when they run the ball down to the 10-yard line and they try 2 fade patterns. When you're running the ball efficiently, here you got it at the 1-yard line. You just outsmart yourselves is what you do.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate here, though, Jim, because sometimes your players got to make plays. Getting the snap back in that situation should not be that big a deal, whether it's Kroll or whether it's Michael Roots. And kicking a field goal from 30 yards. That's got you. Sometimes you got to make a play. It's not necessarily being put in a bad position. It's not doing your job.
All right, let's take it to the jury.
Yeah,
text us.
Yeah, we have two schools of thought here. If you're in position to make a play and you don't make a play, is that on your coach or is that on you?
I got you. Ball's at the 20. Western Colorado taking over, leading it 7-0. And they're going to give it up the middle, and a gain of about 2 on the play. Good gang tackling there by the Thunderwolves. They take down Josh Cummings.
Unlike several games we've seen this season, this officiating crew has quick whistle. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
They don't want people getting hurt. They don't want chippiness. Quick whistles. Heck, there were some games where we didn't hear a whistle after play was over.
2nd down and 8 for the Mountaineers. Long count, play action, pass left, flat caught and dropped. McClellan was closing in there, but Dominic Chance, the tight end, you got to catch that one.
Yeah, and that would have only been good for about 3 or 4 yards, but that's 3 or 4 yards. And as you said, Corey McClellan was coming in and right there where he was supposed to be.
Dominic Chance has caught 7 balls on the year coming in, but he doesn't make it 8 as he dropped that one. So 3rd and 8. So Thunderwolves defense, like they've been called on all year here, trying to clean up the mess here. Only 2 down linemen in this set. That doesn't mean only 2 are going to rush. They're both going to come off the edge here, it looks like, as Filio and Scipio. Now they drop back in coverage. Pass right side, wide open. Up the sideline, caught across the 40, out to around the 44-yard line. There wasn't anybody within 10 yards. Now, Stevenson did slip. But even if he doesn't slip, it's going to be an easy 1st down as the ball caught out here by Malik White.
Jim, you're 6 yards off the ball and you start backpedaling. I don't understand that. Unless you're trying to bait him, but if you're baiting him, where were you?
So 1st and 10 Mountaineers at the 44-yard line.
And now he's in press coverage, but...
Yeah, now there's a big cushion on the left side. There's 3 wide receivers to the left this time. And they're going to give the ball up the middle. And a decent hole getting to the outside. Inside midfield, down to around the 47-yard line. That's Dion Butler, the backup running back.
Patrick Howell on the play, Jim, but again, he was trying to strip the ball rather than wrap up.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he should have put a saddle on him there. He gains 9, 2nd down and 1. And Butler's not that big. He's kind of the scat back of the 2 backs. And play action this time. Desch looks down the middle. Here comes pressure. He steps away from it, though. Pass left side. Caught. It looked like he was on his knee, and they say the ball was incomplete. One of the officials finally came in and said it did hit the turf.
Yeah, that ball bounced.
Now a flag comes down late. What are we going to get here?
I think the Mountaineer wide receiver pushed the Csu-Pueblo guy. That'd be their 2nd personal foul in the last 3 minutes.
Here's the call.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 81, the offense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It will be third down.
Yeah, the key to that is it's a dead ball call. So it'll bring up third down now and 16 as opposed to 3rd and 1. That's damaging. That's almost as bad as 2nd and goal from the 1, right?
Again, keep your head. You know, if you're Western State, keep your cool. That's 30 yards in penalties in the last 3 minutes.
So all the way back into Mountaineer territory at the 38-yard line here. 3rd and 16 now for Western. They lead it 7-0. 2 wideouts left, single wideout right, a man in the slot to the left as well. They take the snap. Back over the middle, wide open, caught, first down. Man alive. It's a little post pattern, and it's an easy first down for the Mountaineers. As hitting on the play, Malik White.
That was behind a linebacker, underneath the safety, with a corner too late. So that's in triple coverage.
And White is hurt on the play.
For an injured player.
So we have an injury timeout. We'll take one with him. 8:03 to go here in the first half. Mountaineers on the move. They lead it 7-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. Kind of a hush over the stadium here right now as the injured player, Malik White, made the great grab there. Just a quick little skinny post pattern, and he was wide open. And give Connor Desch credit there. He threw a strike, Joe.
Well, and he threw it, like I said, underneath the safety, over the top of a linebacker, but the corner was trailing, so he basically threw that into triple coverage.
And he got up and was starting to run off the field. Then it's almost like he cramped up, then he went down. So he's being surrounded by a number of personnel, a lot of players out there. So it's a big concern right now.
Western State 4 of 6 on 3rd down conversions right now.
And that last one, 3rd and 16, Joe, after you're bailed out with the personal foul called, and the Thunderbolts unable to stop.
4 of 6, and you're 1 of 4 yourself. That's the ballgame right there. I mean, that shows why you're trailing in a football game.
Malik White is up. He's walking under his own power. Could he have been perhaps concussed there?
I don't know. I mean, he did hit the ground hard.
Because they're not favoring any of his legs. He just came off wildly and then he went down to the turf. So I'm wondering if he just had his bell rung. So it almost looks like it's the old concussion protocol. They've taken his helmet away from him.
You know, back when you got your bell rung, you just play. You okay? Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Now
he's down around the training table and they're talking it over with him. So 1st and 10 Mountaineers. They're at the 40-yard line of the Thunderwolves. They lead it 7-0. Cummings the back on the left hip this time at Desch. He takes the handoff around the right side. Good burst of speed. He's inside the 30, inside the 25, up the sideline and knocked out of bounds. All the way down to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers.
Nice patient run, capped with a burst of speed. That's a great running back when you can be patient to find the hole and then go.
His running mate Butler's into the game now. 1st and 10 Mountaineers, 20-yard line of the Thunderwolves, already leading at 7-0. They give it to him up the middle, and Butler puts his head down, and he's down to around the 15-yard line. Picks up close to 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Western Colorado.
Davon Butler on the carry for the Mountaineers. They pick up a 5 to the 20.
Max Gonzalez again with a stick.
It'll be 2nd and 5.
5 yards down the field, though.
Taking their time here, coming up to the line of scrimmage. Play clock still at 15. Shift the tight end chance to the left side of the formation here. They're unbalanced left this time. Low snap, but it's handled. Looking right, firing right, and it's caught, but close to the first down.
He looked like he put the ball out. I don't know that he got there. I'm going to say 3rd down, just barely short.
Colangelo on the grab. His 13th catch of the year.
Number 10, Cameron Canaglio.
He tried to stick the ball out, you know, getting that first down, but arms just weren't long enough.
So 3rd and about a foot here for the Mountaineers. Cummings the back. And he'll take the handoff around the right side, breaks the tackle, gets inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. Good stiff arm there. Now a flag comes in. Ball spotted at the 7. This could be a face mask against the Thunderwolves is my first guess.
Personal foul. Face mask. Number 11, defense.
Yeah.
Penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. First down.
So it'll be marked inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line, maybe the 3. Looks like the 3.
It was on Patrick Howell.
So 1st and goal for the Mountaineers. Under 6 minutes to go now here in the first half. They lead at 7-0. Looking for more right here. Double wide out left. And they give it up the middle. Good on. They missed the tackle. And close to the goal line. Touchdown, Mountaineers. Had him in the backfield. Could not get him on the ground. Miss another tackle. Touchdown, Mountaineers.
You know, when you have it read right, you have it defended right, you have it ready to go, and then you fail to bring down the running back. That's simple play. It wasn't anything fancy to that.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's rough to see that kind of fundamental mistake in Week 11.
Yeah.
I mean, Week 1, you get the rust. Week 2, you're on adrenaline because you're home. Week 11, come on. You got to wrap up.
Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 5:40 to go here in the first half. Mountaineers have opened up a 14-0 lead on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. And the kick sails out the back of the end zone. Almost went right through the uprights there. So Thunderwolves will start from the 25-yard line. And Joe, kind of your worst nightmare right now if you're the Thunderwolves. You've had some opportunities in this ball game. You've let them slip away. And now you're behind the 8 ball. You're down 14-0.
Against a Todd Auer defense that now can pin their ears back and play with the house's money. They can just go now. This is where you want to maybe invent your screen game a little bit. Take advantage of their aggressiveness.
Albertini comes in motion, resets on the left side, flag is down. Going to be a false start on the Thunderwolves, I believe. See who the guilty party is.
False start. Number 10, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down. PA system, please turn the music off.
Nick Williams flinched a little bit. John Richardson saying, how can that be on us when the music's going?
Yeah, that's what Sean is working the side judge over there. So 1st and 15 here. You know, Thunderwolves were guilty of that last week at the Thunder Bowl. Playing the music too late. Here's Kroll rolling left under pressure. Gets the pass away. Albertini has it. And relatively short gain out to about the 22. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 13. The best part of that play is he avoided the sack and able to get it to Albertini.
I like how the discipline of Western State's defenders have been. They're not buying the fakes. They know that they have a job. That job right there from the right defensive end was to stay with Kroll, and he did.
So 2nd and 13. Trips to the left this time for the Thunderwolves. Fagans, Fine, and Williams. Now they're all going to shift across the formation to the right side as they lined up incorrectly there. Now they all get reset. Play clock's down to 6. Kroll takes the snap. And here comes pressure, gets the pass away, it's caught. And trying to get forward here for a few yards. They get the penalty yards back down across the 25 to the 26 as Fine on the grab.
That screen has not worked at all this year for Csu-Pueblo. You can get 4 there, but it's not been one of the plays that has. It's been successful against them, just not for them.
Jordan Jones is in the game on this series here.
Now, we saw flashes of brilliance from him early this season before he got hurt.
3rd and 9 for the Thunderwolves. Western coming up all across the formation. Here they come. Kroll gets the pass away up the sideline looking for Williams, and it's incomplete. He wants a flag for a hold. And John Riston has come unglued over on the sideline. Nick Williams is being held. I think the official going to say, well, it's uncatchable. But the reason, if you don't let the receiver run up the sideline, how can it be catchable? That's the old argument there. And Riston is just beside himself over there.
You know, he showed some frustration last week against Mines, and I think it's showing again today because he's out there fighting for his kids. You know, he's fighting for his guys. He's showing some heart and trying to do everything he can, and I don't think he's getting the same effort.
So 4th down. Punt is away. It's a good one. All the way back to the 25-yard line. Chance of the return. Oh, knifing between defenders and then taken down at the end there. Pretty good play for the Thunderbolts, kind of saving the day. Max Shaw, just when it looked like Gillespie was going to break into the clear there. So return to the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the return.
You got to like when the long snapper makes the tackle. That's what they're – because you can't touch him. You can't block him right off the line, so he gets a free run.
So it was a 49-yard punt and a 5-yard return. So Western takes over the 30-yard line. Still a chance to do something here in this half. As they get a chance for the old daily double, Joe. They'll get the ball first to start the second half. They can get points going to the locker room. They can just make this a walk in the park. They lead it 14-0. 3:58 to go here in the first half. Desch sends his man in motion to the right side. Looks left. Now he'll roll the pocket right. Threat to run here. Pump fake. Now he runs forward. He's got about 5 on the play. Out to around the 35. Well, you're going to mark his knee down to the 34. So gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Had a lot of working parts there.
Well, and the one guy who's played good fundamentally all season long right there was linebacker Max Gonzalez. Just kind of sat down, broke him down, and made him make a move, and then just pounced.
Yeah, I think if you had to say there was a defensive player of the year for the Thunderbolts, it'd be Max Gonzalez.
Hands down.
2nd down and 6 for the Mountaineers from the 34. They give it up the middle. Good hole. 1st down. Out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Good hard run there by Cummings up the middle.
Give that up to the lead blocker there. He comes from basically a fullback in motion, and he get a great kick-out block.
Yeah, that's Dominic Chance, the tight end, but he lines up in the backfield. This is what he's kind of a hybrid. He's kind of like Nick Guerra.
Yeah, and
Preston Garrett, excuse me.
He cleared that out.
And again, he's in the backfield. He's like an extra blocker back there. Desch from the gun, takes the snap, play action, steps back in the pocket. Here comes pressure. They're holding Filio. No flag, though, comes. You know, the referee was reaching for his flag there. I guess it just wasn't quite enough of a hold.
It's just it's almost a hold.
I guess maybe if you tackle him, then you call holding.
Almost.
So 2nd down and 10.
It was mostly a hold. Remember the old
Princess
Bride? He's only mostly dead.
Yeah, I like when they're reaching for the laundry and then they just, you know what, never mind. 2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line. And they'll give it up the middle. Big gaping hole. 1st down and more into Thunderbolts territory. Inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Saving tackle there by Sam Warren, but not before a huge gain. All the way down to the 37 of the pack. 17-yard pickup on the play for the Mountaineers.
You know, John Riston talks about getting it targeted right. Western had that targeted right.
Down to 2:20 to go here in the 2nd quarter. They lead it 14-0, looking for more here. And again, they give it up the middle and breaking tackles, getting inside the 35 down to the 33. They had him for no gain.
Again, grasping at air sometimes, and that will not work.
So 2nd and 6 now for Western. We're under 2 minutes to go here in this 2nd quarter. With a win, Western Colorado wins a share of the RMAC championship. Something they haven't had since, what did you say, Joe, 1997?
1997 they won the RMAC, or 97 they won the RMAC. 98 they made the playoffs.
2nd down and 6. Straight drop back by Desch. Pressure gets the pass away, but it's caught and knocked out of bounds at about the 31-yard line as McClellan came over there to make the stop. Good early pressure that time by the Thunderwolves.
Well, Patrick Howell got in the backfield that time and made Desch make a decision a little bit earlier than he wanted to. That was a great run, blitz by Patrick Howell. We just haven't seen enough of that this year from him. They thought he and Filio were going to be the Von Miller-Chubb of the RMAC, and it just never materialized.
Third down and a long 4 here.
Might be 2-down territory.
Desch changing the play call here. Looks it over. Now takes the snap. Looks over the middle, and it's caught right at the sticks. First down.
Marcus Lawrence was there, but he didn't need much.
Ball hit on the play to Roth Bogret is the receiver, a sophomore out of Silver Creek High School in Longmont, Colorado.
So that was Silver Creek to Silver Creek.
First and 10.
No, excuse me, Arapahoe.
First and 10 Mountaineers at the 25-yard line. Clock rolls. We're down to 1:05 to go here in the first half. Double wide out right, single wide out left. The back is Cummings. And they fake it to him. Now they throw the pass. Here's that screen pass out on the right side. And trying to get up the sideline. This time Lawrence comes over and makes the stop inbounds. So the clock will continue to roll here. And now Western, they're calling for a timeout, and they will get it right here. So timeout on the field. We have 47 seconds to go in the first half. 14-0, Western Colorado. Let's wait a minute here. Let's see what's going on. Do we have a penalty call on the sideline? No.
Timeout.
Okay.
Mountaineers.
Okay, where was I?
Please reset the game clock to 52 seconds. 52 seconds.
Timeout on the field. Back in 30 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Thank you.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. Teams come right out to the line of scrimmage here. Second down and about 7 for the Mountaineers. Man in motion, straight drop back. Steps up in the pocket, avoids pressure. Now here comes late pressure. Steps away from it again, and now he's sacked. Back at about the 25-yard line.
Tavion Roby again. And Scipio.
Scipio also in there. They're going to go with no huddle here. Third down and 9. Clock rolls. We're down to 32 seconds to go.
The receivers are like, oh, whatever.
I thought Western would use another timeout there. A lot
They
of
have
precious
3.
time going off the clock. They have 2 now after they're using that 1. Straight drop back by Desch. Looks over the middle. Here comes late pressure again. They got him again. Is the Anwua Soanya. Takes him down at the 35-yard line. Now the clock rolls. We're down to 9 seconds to go. They move the forward progress back to the 32, so I'm sure Western will take the timeout, send the field goal unit out here, and that's what they'll do.
Timeout. Offense. Second charge. Timeout.
This might be a little out of his range, Jimmy.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take it with them, or we'll go ahead and keep it here, rather.
We're looking at 50 yards, 51 yards maybe.
Well, Malcolm Wesley on the year has made a 47-yarder. The line of scrimmage is the 32, so it'd be like a 49-yard attempt. And what breeze we have would be at his back. I think you got to try to kick it with 4 seconds to go in the half. He is out there on the field. As I said, Wesley. It's Alec Fonseca is the place kicker for Western Colorado.
This is where you look for a guy like Tanner Draper to get his big paw. He's playing with the cast. He might shoot the gap and get one.
I shortchanged him. His long on the year is 49. He's 9 of 13 on field goals on the year, 49 of 50 on extra points. So he's a very reliable place kicker.
Well, he's built like a kicker.
You're going to spot it at the 39, so it'll be a 49-yard attempt from the right hash mark.
Well, his kickoffs going in this direction have been booming.
Ready to go.
Oh, he
Like a false start on the kicker there. They don't call it. The kick is on the way, and it is no good. He hooked it to the left. That'll end the first half.
No good. This is the end of the second quarter.
Karma tells you that should have been no good because he false started on the play, and they didn't call it. End of the first half. Western Colorado leads it 14-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. It is halftime here. Thunderwolves find themselves down 14-0 here at the break. They had their chances there in the first half, couldn't quite catch them in. Joining us now, the athletic director of Colorado State University Pueblo, Mr. Paul Plinsky, the Hall of Famer. That had to be fun a few weeks back there for you.
Yeah, I was honored to be a Hall of Famer, but reality set in when I was trying to come up the hill to get up to the press box. We're at 7,771 feet elevation. I lost my breath there a couple times.
It is a little different up there. Whenever you go to a place and have the sign on the wall, and which they do right over here to the right on the press box, they let you know about it early and often. Well, Paul, your impressions on that first half?
Oh, gosh. Where do we start? I think the best thing to say is that this has been a tough season. And the first half of us playing here has been indicative of how our season's gone. We've missed multiple field goals. We've had miscues and scoring opportunities. We've missed tackles that we could have had on the quarterback or running backs. And we're still sitting here 14 points down and feeling like we're in the game. And that's been the tell of the story of the whole year, don't you think?
Yeah, kind of a microcosm, I guess is the way you'd put it.
Kind of a microcosm. And, you have to give Western credit. They came to play. They want to get in the playoffs next week. They feel they have a chance to win their first conference title since 1997. Is that what I read?
Right, that is right.
So they are locked in and loaded, but, there's no difference in the athletic ability out there. I don't see it.
Nope.
I don't see difference in the size. I don't see a difference in really the things that you would visually see. But there's some intangibles that we got to fix in the off season, and that's what I hope we zone in on the next 10 months as we get ready for 22.
Well, that's what I was going to kind of ask you. And we worked together a few years now and settled in.
Yep.
But you're a fan.
Yep.
You're knowledgeable.
Yep.
But you're also the boss.
Yeah, it's hard.
And so for somebody who gets as frustrated about these things as Jim and I do,
Yep.
how do you juggle all of that? Is your fandom, you're a people person, you want success for your kids, you want success for your student athletes, you want success for your coaches, but sometimes some tough decisions are going to have to be made.
Yeah, indeed, and that's why I guess I get put in the position I am as the athletic director. But I will say this starting off is that I think it first starts with relationships, and I think when you have a relationship that's trusting, whether it's with the donor or whether it's community members or whether it's with your head football coach, you have to engage in honest and truthful conversations. You can't avoid the facts, and so I refer to it as this is not blind loyalty, but this is trusting relationship that I have with Coach Riston as we try to work through a tough year. And the thing that I've tried to take a step back and look at is what we've encountered the last 18 to 20 months. We entered into a pandemic, and then we had untimely and unfortunate death of Mike Rump, one of our best donors. We lost Donnell Liamidi in the summer of 2020. We then move into a new fall, and we didn't have a season. And then we move into the spring, and our season was choppy. We were only played against Northern Colorado in a scrimmage, and then we come home, couldn't even have our spring game, and we were stalled until June 1st. So Coach Riston had 2 months to get these guys ready for the 2021 season. And here we have 140 guys on the roster. We're trying to get them all vaccinated, of which we have 96%, by the way. And then we get to a spot where we're playing against Texas A&M Commerce, and then we go to Grand Valley State. And you write the script right there,
right,
and a couple things go wrong, and all of a sudden you're looking at 0-2 and thinking, what just happened to Pac football? And so as I look at the totality of what we've encountered and try to put it in perspective, I don't want to make excuses, because that's definitely not why I'm on the air and what I believe in. But I do feel that there's factors, and I do feel like Coach Riston is going to lead us through this. If anyone's curious, he has 2 years left on his contract after this. He's got next fall and the fall after that, and I'm honored to work with him and be in a companionship that is going to allow this program to get back to Pac football and exceed like we know it can. Did I answer your question?
No, you answered it perfectly. But okay, Joe playing devil's advocate, all that's fine and dandy, but when you're missing tackles in week 11,
I know.
That's where my frustration lies, because like I've told everybody on the air, off the air, breakfast, lunch, dinner, Csu-Pueblo has not been outclassed one time this year. I mean, there was only one game that they should not or could not have won, and that was Grand Valley, and no one was going to win that game other than Grand Valley.
Sure.
But they haven't been outclassed, they haven't been outmuscled, they haven't been outstyled, they've just been outplayed.
Yeah.
And that's early on, I can forgive that because of all the factors you said.
Right.
Week 11. Yeah. Now, in my former career, this would not have been fun. You're lucky you didn't know me in my former career.
Well, I did, and I was honored to get to know you first couple months,
Yeah.
and then you've transitioned to another job. But I'm glad you're with the Pack, and you guys can be critical of us, because we're as hungry and even as right now disappointed as you guys are. And so as I look to the meetings that Coach Riston and I have already had and the meetings we're continuing to have, it's him looking at all facets of this program. Everything from sports medicine, sport performance, to how we interact with our student athletes from the coaching staff, to what we do, with them when they begin training camp, and quite frankly, it's a real gut check of a conversation about personnel and what type of personnel are going to be part of the pack moving forward.
Absolutely, and those are things that we see on the periphery. I mean, Jim and I have a little bit more in depth, but we can only say on the periphery, and we talk about the product,
right?
And sometimes we're brutally honest. But we've always been that way.
Yep.
When they're great, we say they're great.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we're their biggest cheerleaders, biggest fans. No one likes to do this more than we do. But when they're not, we're also, they gave it the good old college try. We don't do that.
Right.
But that's how we've done it for 20-some years now.
Well, and that's the type of conversation you're having with Coach Riston on a Wednesday night coaches show.
Right.
And I'm having with Coach Riston on a Monday morning, and I'm having it with Coach Riston throughout the whole entire week. And so I think one of the things is he's felt it. And
sure.
Not in a negative way, yes, but not in a way that's defeated him. And I think he's at a point now where he's ready to strap things up and get ready for the 2022 season.
He just wants to get better.
All right.
That's how he's always been.
Let's talk about some good news. Thunderwolves women's basketball team, number 1 ranked team in the country. They knocked them off today, Paul.
Go Pack. I'm telling you, fans, if you get a chance to come to the Massage Arena, come next weekend, Friday and Saturday, and watch some of our players play. Alicia Davis is the best player in Division II, and she came from Northern Colorado. Tommy recruited her as she was in the transfer portal. She's coming into our nursing program, an incredible student. She's a great player. Had 18 points, 12 rebounds today. Led us to beat the number 1 team in the country in Lubbock Christian up in Denver.
She is fearless, and it just makes everybody else, it seems like, better in that ball game. I mean, they had a 15-point lead in that game. Let it get away, but that's what showed the class. Was they come back after having the lead, going down by 3 or 5, whatever it was, and then running away.
Yeah, if they stay healthy, opportunity awaits for them. And, they came off a tough loss against Commerce, which was 10th in the country.
Right.
And they're going Division I next year. So they had some things that we didn't respond well to. But I'll give them credit, and I'm proud of Coach Johnson.
All right,
good.
More good news. Soccer championship tomorrow. Men's soccer taking on Mesa. I watched
Tonight,
they moved it. I'm sorry.
It's tonight at
I thought it was tomorrow. It's tonight. Okay.
So I'm jumping in the car after this and driving 2 hours to
Joe, let's go. Oh, okay. No, never mind. We'll watch listen to it. But I watched the game last Sunday. Maybe that's why I'm confused. They played last Sunday against mine. But they played great in that ball game, overcame some adversity, and that's been a great renaissance turnaround for that program. They were always kind of mired in mediocrity at best, and now they're right at the top.
They won 5 games 2 years ago. And they have 14 games under their belt this year.
Yeah.
Coach Twelvedries has done an incredible job recruiting new players to work with the retaining players. And they're playing a conference championship tonight, 5 o'clock. That game against Colorado School of Mines, which was ranked 13th at the time, we had a player get a red card. Well, in football, that means you're down a player.
Right.
So we played with 10 players for the majority of that game, and we still shut them out.
You had to be coming out of your skin. I'm watching, I go, that's a ridiculous red card. Because our guy was there,
it was awful.
The header, and he got plowed into, and then, of course, soccer, you flop around and fake. But
they admitted the mistake was made.
Okay, that's good. That's good. They admitted a mistake. But the Thunderwolves overcame that.
They overcame, and here they are in the conference championship, which we hope will lead them into the national championships next week.
With the coach with the greatest name on your staff right now.
Women's volleyball also playing well. Again, they gave Metro a great, after losing them earlier this year, going down to the final set, the final point. They took them right to the wire this week again, then got a win over Colorado Christian. So the women's volleyball, right there, they could anybody could win that conference tournament, I think, in the top 5.
They've won 19 games, and they know that they're sitting on the bubble to get in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
So Tuesday night they play at Regis, Jim, at 7 o'clock.
Now,
that's a big game.
What's great about that is that we're even talking about competing against a Regis or a Metro.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how far Coach Albers has taken this team and
Absolutely.
brought this team. Is before it'd be like, oh, you got to go play Regis.
Okay, so Joe, before you put your pen and pencil away to go work for a different company,
okay,
the Thunderwolves fall sports won 39% of their games, and that includes 11 football wins that season. Okay, 39% of our games were won by fall sports in 2018. Okay, This year, we won over 70% of our games.
That's awesome.
Hey, and I think that's an absolute testament to your leadership, the coaches buying into your vision, to Tim's vision.
Yep.
But if my pen's still out, I'd say I would agree with you all the way until I say football drives the bus.
I know, and I'll say this too: we've had better attendance than we did in 2019. We've had 6,600 people.
Oh, it's been great.
Which has allowed us to have more revenue than we did in 2019 and prior years before that. We still have outstanding community and donor support. The Friends of Football still philanthropically provides money for scholarships to the football program. We're working on naming rights for the stadium, and hopefully that will bring in additional resources for us to use.
Jim and Joe?
The Jim and Joe Thunder Bowl. How about that?
The Jim and Joe
cost you a pretty penny, but how about that?
I just thought it would be for all our years of dedicated service.
So then we also forgot women's cross country is competing.
They're going to the national championship
next weekend. So they made it as an at-large bid. They get to go to Florida, and so we're anxious now to watch our winter sports kick it off. And you're going to be on the air next Friday night.
I'm looking forward to it. Men's basketball and women's basketball from Massari.
Maybe I'll make a cameo.
There you go. We'll look forward to it. Paul, thanks for coming up. We're running short of time here, but
thank you.
Go bring us home our RMAC title tonight, will you?
I'll try my best. Go
Pack.
Pack.
There he is, Paul Plinsky, the athletic director of the Thunder Wolves. We'll come back. We'll have more of our halftime show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Pueblo Thunder Wolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl here in Gunnison, Colorado. Western State, it's Western Colorado. They lead it 14-0 as we get ready to start the second half. Mountaineers will get the ball first to start the second half.
There'll always be Western State to me, just like Mesa State.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
They could have just gone Western State University, and they could have gone Colorado Mesa University, which they did, didn't they? Or Mesa State, Mesa State University. How's that? Pooch kick here by the Thunder Wolves. Big lineman going to try to catch it. He gathers it in, and he's going to run with it. And he's running well up the sideline across the 30 out to around the 35-yard line. What a run there.
Again,
who was that man?
That's probably where you want to kick it to the big one like that, but
where's 31? That's DeAndre Baker. He's a 250-pound senior out of Oxnard, California. He acted like he was no stranger to running with the ball. He gets it out to around they're going to mark him at the 33, I believe. Could use a new paint job before the playoffs here on this field with the Lions.
This is one of those fields that is natural grass, so the paint does disappear into the blades.
And they're going to run the ball up the middle, and good tackle coming in there. And it's our man, Mad Max.
Led the team in tackles in the first half, had 8 tackles. And that's kind of what you want with him, though, because you want those defensive linemen to occupy some territory and then have your linebackers clean up.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10 for the Mountaineers. They don't huddle. They just come right up at the line of scrimmage. They're finally ready to go here. Straight drop back by Desch. Gets the pass away, looking up the left sideline, and it is out of the field of play. Good coverage anyway there by Stevenson.
He read it the whole way. The ball was uncatchable, though. It was definitely on the white before it came to either the receiver or the defensive back.
Yeah, they're trying to get it to James Bryant. Bryant's the touchdown maker. He caught the first score of the game. It's 3rd down and 10. Well, Western Colorado saying, we got him right where we want him. 5 of 8 on 3rd downs in the first half. That one that was really appalling, really, if you're a Thunder Wolves fan, was the 3rd and 16 that they hit. Low snap, but he handles it. Desch now sets, fires, screen pass, right side, and dropped. He wasn't going to get anywhere anyway as Lawrence was coming over to cover up Butler. So 3 and out here for Western Colorado. Not the most great start they wanted here to start this second half. Thunder Wolves now get what they want.
It's exactly what you want. A quick series so that extra possession they got because they took the ball and deferred in the first half. That's a moot point now. And Cookie's back now. He's made some things happen in the past.
He stands at the 22-yard line to receive this punt. And not the best punter in the world, Kyle Yonker, only 37 yards a kick. And movement along the line of scrimmage. You know who saw it over there on the sideline? You see Dwinell?
Yeah.
He's over there by the kicking net. He's right on it.
Start. Offense, number 44. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Jeremiah Nunnery, junior out of Ventura, California. Great California connection on this Western Colorado Ball Club. I didn't add them all up, but I would say 35-40% of their players, it seems like they're all from California.
They want to get out and get to Colorado.
Good snap. Punt is away. And he got a good one this time. That gives Cook a chance, so he's got a little cushion there. Across the 25. Jab step. But look at the pursuit. Come over and get it, man. They fly to the football there.
Yeah, he had no shot there.
And goes down at the 22-yard line. So, well, just as we say he's not the best punter in the world, he bangs one out of there.
Well, and Jim, the Csu-Pueblo plays on turf, artificial turf, and you can't plant your foot in this grass. It takes a minute to get moving.
So Thunderwolves take over at their own 22-yard line, trailing the game 14-0, their first possession here of the second half. And they're going to give it to Roots up the middle, puts his head down, and then a flag comes in. We're going to get a chop block, I think, here on the Thunderwolves. As the reason I think that is Jonas Stupart was on his hands and knees there, although they're saying hold. Either way you look at it, it was cheating.
10 yards.
Holding. Number 60, offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 1st down.
So I'll take it back to the 12-yard line. This is the problem for the Thunderwolves early in the season. Playing behind the chains, as John Risson likes to say.
It's a 14-point lead. Colorado Western they can take some chances now defensively, and they are flooding the box.
Straight drop back. Here comes pressure off the edge. Pass caught by Fine. Gets out of there. And he gets up to about the 15. Well, getting out of there, he was behind the line of scrimmage, so it looked like a pretty good game, but it ends up being only 3 because he had to make up a lot of ground.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go for a lot more than it did.
Second down and 17 now for the Thunderwolves. Trips to the right. That's the short side of the field here. It's a lot of personnel in one spot. We got a false start on the Thunderwolves. Looked like the left guard flinched that time for the Thunderwolves, and that is Anthony Wilson.
Start. Number 73 offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Anthony Wilson seeing playing time today because the Thunderwolves with some concussion problems along their front wall. Thane Jackson is out of action today.
Sean Johnson out. Cade Chapman out.
Ball at the 10, straight drop back by Kroll. Sets in the pocket, holding it, now moving, now fires up the left side looking for Fine. He's got it! And then dropped it. Boy, he had his hands on it for a moment, but couldn't hold on to it, and he sits there on his hands and batting the turf there, Joe. He thought he should have had it. He had it for a moment. It would have been a great grab.
It would have been a spectacular catch. The one we talk about all the time, but guess what? He hit the ground hard.
And he ended up on the seat of his pants there and just banging the turf with both hands. Upset with himself. 3rd down and forever here. 3rd and 22 for the Thunderwolves. Line of scrimmage is the 10. They need the 32 for a first down here. They trail it 14-0. Everybody up along the line of scrimmage. Nobody down in a 3-point stance here.
They're expecting the draw play.
Straight drop back by Kroll. Steps up in the pocket. Gets the pass over the middle. Caught by Cook. He's got the first down and more. He's in the clear. Across the 30. 40. Down to the 20. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Holy cow. Cookie dunked on him again.
What a great play by Cook as he got in the clear. He squirted out of there, and nobody catches that guy, Joe.
No, he outran everyone. He had separation speed. That just put some people in their seats just now, Jim.
Exactly. Not the start to the second half that Western wanted. They go 3 and out, and then the Thunderwolves, they get a chance on 3rd down and forever. 3rd and 22, and they hit the home run from 90 yards out. Extra point try now by Zulek. Ball's down, kick is up. Ooh. And he squeezes it through there. 12:51 to go in the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves strike. They cut the lead in half. It's 14-7 Mountaineers on Fox Sports Pueblo.
My name is
This
Jeremy
is
Voss.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And again, it's a short kickoff here by the Thunderwolves, and it's the same man, DeAndre Baker, making the return effort. This time, Thunderwolves have a little bit better coverage. Zulek doesn't have the strongest leg in the world for long kickoffs, so they were kicking this long, kind of a long, extended pooch kick.
And they're kicking it to the right guy. He's a biggin. I don't understand why he's back, but it's not my call.
Ball's at the 24-yard line. That's where Western Colorado will start this drive. Well, Cook on the year, Joe, coming into the game, he had a long reception of 83 yards, the longest play from scrimmage on the year. Well, he now has the two longest plays. That 83-yarder is the second longest. He has a 90-yarder. That helps the average. 1st and 10, Mountaineers. And they're going to run the ball up the middle. And just moving the pile forward out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Didn't look like much, but they kept moving forward there. And Josh Cummings, the running back, gets about, well, they're going to say he's down about the 27. So gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Didn't look like much when it first started.
Western still would like to shorten this game a little bit, play with that lead.
Double wide out left, single wide out to the right side. They look left. Nothing there. Now under pressure, and they've got him. Joe, the defense on this left side, they kind of fudged forward there. The cornerbacks, they took away that first read from Desch, and then he had to eat it.
Yeah, Dominic Finney and Cody Ramming and Davion Roby, I'm sorry. They just are collapsing that.
Loses about 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 8 for the Mountaineers. Well, Thunderwolves came up big on their last 3rd down play on defense, trying to get their 2nd straight 3 and out here.
That's 2 guys in motion.
Now they both reset. Low snap, but Desch handles it. Here comes pressure off the edge, and they got him again. It's Filio.
That's a linebacker playing like it's his last game ever, isn't it?
Thunderwolves defense coming to life here. Look at the energy over on that sideline, Joe. They sense it now. They've got their touchdown to get back in the game, and now the defense, they rally.
They are playing like this is the last game of the season now.
Momentum is infectious.
You know, Desch took a little bit of a hit on that, and so did one of the offensive linemen, got bent backwards. They're walking slowly off the field.
So 4th down and 12 now for the Mountaineers. And now Cook, who scored the touchdown on the long 90-yard reception, or is it going to be Fine in there this time? I can't tell, Joe.
That looks like Max Fine. Cookie might still be winded. It's 7,000 feet.
Here's the Thunderbolts sold out. Their flag comes down. Fumbled. Fine picks it up across the 30 to the 33-yard line. What is the penalty going to be here for crashing into the wedge, I believe here? It might be a foul on Rumrill for the Thunderbolts. Now, is this a personal foul or just an illegal attack? He got somersaulted. It's something to do with the wedge, the 3-man party that's blocking for the punter here. There is no foul.
The shield. 1st down, CSU Pueblo.
For hurdling the shield. He got flipped over. I guess you can't go over there and you can't hurdle that 3-man shield.
You can't jump to block it. You can't leave your feet like that.
And he just more or less got somersaulted over. So the Thunderwolves keep it at the 33-yard line. So it was Fine in the return to punt. And that's one of the reasons why he lost the full-time punt return gig, is putting it on the turf.
Look at this, the bounce in the step now.
Yeah, they're ready to go.
CSU Pueblo. Haven't seen that this game. They feel like they're in it, because they are.
1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Right on the broadcast spot we are here. Grohl takes the snap. Quick pitch left side to Bingham. Now it cuts back inside. Gets forward for a yard loss. Preston Guerra pancaking the safety 10 yards down the field. That had to be fun for him. As ending up on the seat of his pass was Darius Gaines after Guerra just ran him.
Again, Preston playing to the whistle in his last game ever. I remember when he showed up as a freshman, and I remember I always asked John, all right, give me a couple names of guys that you think could be something.
That was
and
one.
He said Preston Guerra.
Yep, that was one of them. Nigel Mitchell in the game. He splits wide to the left. Nick Williams wide to the right. Nick Williams has a 44-yard reception in this game. Straight drop back by Kroll. Sets, fires left, way wide and away. He had Mitchell open, and he just sailed it way to the outside there.
It's amazing how coaches know sometimes. I remember when Morgan Fox was a freshman, Hunter Hughes was defensive coordinator. He says, watch this Fox kid. I got a feeling about him.
Yeah, NFL feeling.
Yeah, he's okay.
He has lots of zeros after the number in front of his income now. Or I guess it'd be behind the big number. 3rd and 11 here for the Pack. Kroll all by himself.
Going.
Here comes the Max Blitz. He spins, gets away, fires it up the sideline to nobody in particular.
Well, he was just trying to avoid the sack. Then there was a jailbreak. Which is kind of funny because everybody was in single coverage and nobody cut off their route.
Yeah, he should have been.
There should have been a hot receiver.
Closest to the area, I suppose,
was
Bingham. Figgins, and Bingham was running the streak up the hash.
Which you don't expect.
Right, exactly.
Your tailback Nick Bingham to be running a streak.
So Thunderbolts unable to take advantage there. So now it's 4th down and 11. Good snap. Punt is away. It's a good one. Angles it toward the sideline, and that's a perfect punt.
Oh,
ball caught right on the edge and out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Great punt there by Dwinell.
First guy to congratulate Justin Dwinell, John Riston.
Yeah, that was
because he'd be the first guy to rip him too. So
exactly. And let's face it, he had his probably his worst day of his punting life last week against Colorado Mines. It was a poor job by Dwinell. He'd be the first to tell you, but he bounced back beautifully here in this game. We got a timeout on the field, 14-7. Mountaineers lead it on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Gunnison. 14-7, Western Colorado with the lead. And we're ready to go. You hear the official's whistle. Trips to the left this time for the Mountaineers. Single wide out right. Ball's on the right hash mark. Dash the quarterback, takes the snap, fakes it, now pass, left side, caught. Up the left sideline. Oh, they miss a tackle up the sideline, across the 40, 45, 50, down the sideline, and knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Very similar, Joe, to the play that went for 96 last week by Colorado Mines.
Well, they just outnumbered him, Jim. They had 3 receivers to one side and only 2 defensive backs. And that's an easy play. It's an easy 5 or 7 yards. And he turned it into an easy 50.
And again, you have a chance early on in the play, about 7 yards up the field to make the stop, and you don't make it, and then it turns into a huge play. Ball at the 25-yard line of the Thunderwolves. That's a way to flip the field in a hurry. 56 yards on the play. Low snap. They get it handed off right into breaking the tackle. Bouncing it outside, inside the 20, inside the 15, down the line. Ball stripped away. Thunderwolves have it. Back up the field come the Pack as the ball was fumbled, and the Thunderwolves have it, and they return it out to the 18-yard line. As coughing it up that time was Josh Cummings, the running back.
Jim, I was waiting for a whistle, and I didn't hear it. And how about it is a CSU-Pueblo football.
Yeah, the question is, was he down or when did the ball come out?
And Julius Carter.
Yep, there was no hesitation. Thunderwolves, or both referees threw out their little blue marker to mark where the return starts from.
Yep, Julius Carter was Johnny on the spot.
So Thunderwolves take over at the 17-yard line. So back-to-back crazy plays. One of the referees lost their little blue marker. Now they've retrieved it and given it to the umpire.
And it's a nice little bean bag.
Albertini in motion to the left side of the formation. Resets. pass, left side caught. And not getting much.
Okay, that's how you defend a
5.
wide receiver screen. And the wide receiver screen, in my opinion, has killed CSU Pueblo all season. Highlands did it every other play for 7 yards.
Brought down by number 7, Dominic Fletcher.
Gain of a yard for the Thunderwolves. 2nd down and 9.
A gain of 1, the 2nd and 9 for the Thunderwolves.
14-7, Western leads it. We've hit the 8-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Long count here by Kroll. Now he brings Feggins in motion. Going to be a quarterback keeper around the left side, and nothing. Going to lose a yard by Kroll.
Trying to run side to side instead of planting his foot and getting up the field. And I know that receivers are supposed to set the edge there so that he can run behind them, but they just, Western State did a good job blowing that up.
Third down and 9 for the Thunderwolves from the 18-yard line. Trips to the right, double wide out left. Empty backfield here for Kroll. They show blitz.
They're coming.
Straight drop back. Kroll sets, fires, low strike. Right at the marker. Looks like a first down. Williams made the grab, and he's right at the sticks for the first down.
And that was his job, is to get to the line to gain and sit. And Kroll had to get rid of that because he was getting pressure from both sides.
Right where he needed to get, the 27-yard line, and that's a first down for the Thunderwolves here. Trying to take advantage of this turnover.
Another 3rd down conversion. Maybe they've seen the error of their ways.
The tide is turning. It's a blondie.
Maybe they've seen.
Cook in the game. He splits wide to the right along with Nick Williams. Albertini in motion, resets. Long count, play action. Pass over the middle, caught by Williams, sits down right at the 35-yard line.
Again, working a little bit of that flat area in the middle of the field. That's an easy 7.
It'll be 2nd down and 3.
And he's such a big target, you almost think he could post up. You know, get somebody on his back hip and be able to just shield him.
Jordan Jones playing running back in this possession. Root's not hurt. He's just over there on the sideline. They're just getting some extra people into the ball game here, trying to preserve him a little bit maybe. Double wide out left. Feggins over there along with Cook. Williams wide to the right. And they give the ball this time up the middle and it goes nowhere. Jordan Jones going to lose a yard or 2. Back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a yard, so it's going to set up 3rd down and 4 now for the Thunderwolves.
Lane Ferris, the linebacker for Western, made a great
Time out on the
play.
field for an injured player.
Great play on there.
We got an injured Mountaineer right in the middle of the field. Looks like Ian Helwick, the interior line.
That's a cramp. You could tell.
And he's
They're
trying
slow going out to see him. They're like, get up.
He's trying to
Trainer
work it
just
out.
doesn't really. I've never seen a trainer go so slow.
Well, looks like it might be a while. We can probably squeeze 30 in here. Benny, 14-7. Mountaineers on top. 5:36 to go in the 3rd quarter on Fox Sports. Well, you know what? As soon as I say that, look at that. Cancel that. Cancel that. Miracle recovery. Whenever a broadcaster calls for a timeout, it's amazing. It's like a shot of adrenaline to an injured player.
I think Western wins with the hair this year, though, don't you?
Yeah, they do.
Defensively,
Yep.
they got a lot of hair. It's like
flowing.
80s hairband defense.
Flowing out the back of their helmets. So 3rd and 4 now for the Thunderwolves. Jones remains in the game at tailback. Tight formation here. Everybody right next to in the tackle box bay. Now they split out of there. Williams comes wide to the right. Mitchell wide to the left. Feggins in the slot to the left. Straight drop back by Kroll. Looks over the middle. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away. And it's caught somehow in traffic by Nigel Mitchell. Are you kidding me?
That was one hand. And there's a flag. That's either going to be a hold or a roughing.
And the way the Western Colorado player's stomping away, I think it's roughing the passer. Well, wait a minute now. What are they doing here? Nope.
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. It will be 3rd down.
Foul on Nicholas Orr, and that just nullifies what could be the most spectacular catch of the season, right next to Sykes' catch for that touchdown early in the season.
It's an unfortunate penalty in a spot where they just had a chance to keep moving the chains.
So it makes it 3rd and 14 now, back at the 23-yard line. Fans bang the metal bleachers.
See if they send the house again.
Straight drop back by Kroll. Screen pass set up, and they blow it up. Jones taken down for a loss, about 4 yards deep.
Not the best series if you're Csu-Pueblo's offensive line.
Yeah, all the way back to the 18-yard line. So 4th down for the Thunderbolts, 4th and 19. So they got 1 first down following the turnover, but unable to sustain anything here. We're down to 4:45, clock running here in the 3rd quarter. 14-7, Mountaineers on top. Good snap. Jonell's punt is away. Gets another good one.
Another boomer.
Taken at the 30-yard line. Chance for the return. Oh, makes the first man miss, but then the posse gets him down at the 35-yard line.
You know, that's to the 35, but he kicked it from his own 15. So that's a long punt.
Elijah Gillespie, senior out of Westminster, Colorado, went to Mountain Range High School. So Western will take over at the 35-yard line here. So Thunderbolts staying in the ball game here. They're 1 play away from tying it.
You know, they have to feel pretty good about themselves right now. If I'm them, defense is playing great.
Desch, remember, he was dinged on that last series. He's in there. Low snap. Up the middle.
Boy, they're doing a good job.
5 or 6 yards.
They're doing such a good job up front, Jim, that offensive line. They're blocking exactly the way they're supposed to. So he's just, every step he takes, a little bit more opens.
Gain 6, 2nd down and 4. They've had a lot of low snaps in this game, but Desch be a pretty good goalie.
He's going to have back issues.
Made some saves in this game, hasn't he? Low snap again, but he gets the handoff around the left side and dragging tacklers for about 3. It's going to be a yard. Well, official stop.
Why are they stopping the?
Well, they say he wasn't anywhere close to it. You know, the referee on his side, that wasn't the running back that got forward there. That was the tackle.
No, and they're moving the chains.
That is ridiculous. He was down at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that's a.
Or 44-yard line, rather.
That's a poor spot. Well, if you're Csu-Pueblo, it's a great spot if you're Western State.
And John Risson over here working the other line. It was the tackle that fell down at the 45 where they spotted it. Oh, well. Keep the line moving. Keep the line moving. Now all the linemen shift, and they go around to the right side. They're trying to get it. Now
it's got to be on Western. They got back in time.
Yeah, could it be a neutral zone violation? That's let's see what they call here.
Ball start.
Yeah.
Number 46.
Yep.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yep. They tried to draw them. They didn't go, and then they got out of their stance again. That's the right call.
So that marks it back to the 40-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 15. Jazz Baines out of his mind down there on the sideline. You know, that's something they probably work on.
To get that free 5.
A cheap 5, but why at that point? I don't know. Because it's their job. It's like you said, sometimes it's just in their play sheet. Hey, we got to do that weird call right now. And the ball up the middle. And good backside pursuit there for the Thunderbolts. Marcus Lawrence flying down from his cornerback position, stopping it for a gain of a yard.
You know, he read run right away and then decided to crash because he's still responsible for the edge.
So 2nd down and 14 now for the Mountaineers. Long count. Now they're going to change the play call. Here's Patrick Howell showing blitz from his middle linebacker. He's still right up there, right over the center. Now he'll back out of there. Take the snap, straight drop back. Look over the middle, nothing there. Now rolling the pocket right. Comes late pressure. Trying to get away, and he's snowed under for a sack. About a 2-yard loss on the play. And again, it's Mad Max on the play.
You've heard us talk about coverage sacks. That was a coverage sack because there was nobody open.
So another loss on the play, back to the 38-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 17 now for the Mountaineers. Well, need I remind you, one of their biggest plays of the game today was on a 3rd and 16. Now the center judge steps in here, the new referee that's on the field this year. Wears a C on his back. Thunderbolts had a chance to substitute if he wanted, since Western made a substitution.
Just a 3-man rush.
Fake the draw. Here comes pressure. Scipio, and he's held. No call. They just launch it down the right sideline. On the sideline, caught. Is he in? No, he dropped it. He dropped it at the end. He had it, and then the ball fell out.
How did you get that far behind the entire CSU Pueblo secondary? Again, fundamentals.
And remember the guy that dropped the pass early on in the game? Carl Ritters?
Guess what?
And Ritters dropped another one. He's going to take his helmet off and go hide again, I think. He was as wide open as you could possibly be. He was between the... It's like the safety didn't roll over.
Yeah, he was playing center field and just didn't pick a side.
So 4th down now and 17 for the Mountaineers. 1:29 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 14-7, Western with the lead. Punt is away. Not deep, it's high. Cook takes it at the 15. Gets outside, across the 20, 25, up the sideline, 30, 35, cuts back inside, 40, 44-yard line. Great return there, looking for a flag anywhere. I don't see one.
Nope, I don't either.
And great job by Cook there, getting the Thunderbolts some good field position here out close to midfield. They'll mark it at the 44-yard line.
1:14, playing well in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you
trailing 14-7.
Yeah, you got a chance to crush some hearts here at the Mountaineer Bowl here in this game right now.
Yeah, you could hurt some feelings right now, couldn't you?
Get the different football out there now. Jordan Jones remains in the ball game, so maybe something is up with Michael Roots. Jones goes in motion. Quarterback draw run here. And breaking a tackle. Crowley's across midfield, gets to the sideline, dives for the 1st down marker.
And a flag late. Might be a hold on the wide receiver out there.
He got right to the sticks. Waiting for the, now they reposition the flag. So it might end up being a gain of 10 and then take the 10 away, and it'll be 1st and 10 all over again is my guess here.
Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Number 9 of the offense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. It will be 1st down.
Preston Guerra. You know he got his money's worth, whatever it was.
So it's a personal foul, so it's a 15-yard mark off. So it'll be 1st down and 15 now for the Thunderbolts. So it was a 10-yard run for Kroll. Guerra in motion, resets on the left side of the formation. Straight drop back. Look left, fire left, caught, not much. Nick Williams on the grab, gets about 3 on the play, maybe 4. You're going to spot it out to the 42-yard. Now a flag comes down. We've got another engagement out here. And Guerra was right in the middle of that one again, but this might be on Western Colorado. I'm going to guess this one's going to be on Will Lytle.
He's coming off like he just got caught for something. Again, they always see the second one.
Yep, you're seeing the aw shucks
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 99, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down. This is number 99's first unsportsmanlike of the game.
Coaches are saying, you owe me 15. I don't know how you're going to pay, but you owe me 15.
That takes it down to the 42-yard line of the Mountaineers here with 45 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves now on the plus side of the field. Here's that formation we saw earlier in the game where both tight ends lined up behind the right and left guard. And they fake it in the middle. Kroll now looking down the middle of the field, looking for Mitchell. He's breaking into the clear. Oh! He sold out and missed it. Joey kind of did a little stutter step. He didn't keep running. You know, I always bring up my old buddy, Rick Upchurch, our old buddy. Keep running like you're going to get the ball. He kind of stopped and hesitated, Joe, and that caused him to be short.
And I wonder if that's the turf. I wonder if he kind of got a little tangled with the turf. Stevie he'll work on that pass. Got to be a little bit of there. Seemed like it was a little flat, but boy, Nigel Mitchell got behind everyone.
But when Nigel looked for the ball, he just hesitated that little bit. If he keeps running full speed, he runs right through it. 2nd down and 10. Give the ball to the middle, and Roots is back in the ball game here, and he gains about 4 on the play.
You know, that was the first time on that pass play where they actually snapped the ball in that formation, that Max Pro.
And Roots being separated from people. They're kind of lifted out of the pile. That was weird.
Well, he's the most congenial player in the history of football. He shakes the hands of everyone, the officials, the other coaches,
this is the end
other
of the third quarter.
We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter, 14-7 Mountaineers on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. As we reach the 4th quarter here, Thunderbolts facing a 3rd down and about 7, maybe 6 from the 39. It's right between the 38 and 39-yard line.
Definitely 2-down territory if you're CSU Pueblo. You're playing for your season now. So they lost the 1st quarter, lost the 2nd quarter, won the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, who's going to win the 4th? Play action. Sets, fires. Williams dropped it. He had it and then dropped it. Would have been short of the 1st down about a yard. Would have made this play a lot easier. Now it's 4th down and 6. Boy, if you've got time, that's going to be the big key here for the Thunderbolts. If you somehow have time, the old pump and go would just work beautifully.
Well, in this 4th down call, you look for the flat or you look for Stevie to take off. You just got to move the chains. That's the key here.
Williams going to split wide to the right this time. Nigel's in the slot to the right. Boy, they're all creeping up on the line of scrimmage. Looks like max pressure coming up for Western.
Stevie Kroll telling Michael Roots which guy to block. They call timeout.
And timeout taken by the Thunderwolves. We'll take one with them.
Prior to the delay of game, timeout. CSU Pueblo, this is their first charge, timeout.
Let's take a quick 30, 14:56 to go, 4th quarter. Thunderwolves down 7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. Thunderbolts come right out to the line of scrimmage here to face this 4th down and 6.
While Western State's had success pressuring the quarterback today, look for them to bring at least 5, maybe more.
Kroll takes the snap. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass away. Tried to go back shoulder on this left side to Williams. Incomplete.
Yeah, there was no hot receiver there, and they sent the house.
And it goes over on downs. Boy, they got a free runner there on that blitz. And Kroll got rid of it. He had to. That's when you just throw it if you're the quarterback. Hope maybe you get an interference call because there's nobody really in particular you're firing it at. It looked like both receivers were running a streak up the sideline. Nobody was coming back for it.
There was no hot receiver to just stop at the sticks.
And let's see if the Thunderbolts defense can do it one more time here. As Western takes over. Leading the game 14-7. Ball's at the 38-yard line of the Mountaineers. Desh takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, just picking his way through there and gaining a couple yards is Josh Cummings. Gets it out across the 40 to about the 41-yard line.
Their clock is their friend now. They just want to chip away and start looking for that trophy.
Now you look at their big games on the year. They beat Mace. I think it ended up being 23. I can't remember what the final score is. I have to find my sheet here. But it was 23-9, I know, in the 4th quarter. And they lost to Mines in overtime 20-14. So they're not uncomfortable playing these low-scoring games is what I'm trying to get at. Low snap again, but they get the handoff up the middle. Good stop in the center there at that by the Thunderwolves.
You say that until he gets another 5.
Now a flag comes down, and it's going to be guilty party is Lawrence.
Yep, they see the second one. He got baited into it, and that's got baited into it, Marcus Lawrence.
Marcus Lawrence trying to plead his case. That's not going to win.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 3, the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
And it wasn't a unsportsmanlike, it was unnecessary roughness.
I think he clocked somebody.
So that gets it down to about the 39-yard line. Would have been third down and about 3. Instead, it's 1st and 10 for the Mountaineers. My question is, Joe, is one of these snaps going to get away from him at one point? There's another low one. They take it right at knee-high level, around the right side, and submarine in there and make the stop for the Thunderwolves' Tanner Draper.
Look at the lead blocking from the Mountaineers. Their pulling guards and tackles have done a great job getting out in front of these running backs. He'll take 5 yards of carry with the lead every day.
Tanner Draper playing with a big cast on his right hand. He didn't play the first half. He violated some team rules, evidently, and not able to play the first half. But he's in there here in his final game in his Thunderwolves career here in the second half. He's showing blitz off the edge here. On 2nd down and 6. They look left, fire left. Ball is deflected. Either that or he saw the defender streaking in there. As Max Gonzalez was right there. Joe, I'm wondering if he kind of short-armed that throw right into the turf.
On purpose? Yeah.
Because he saw him there.
Yep. I agree with you. That's a smart quarterback, knowing that, hey,
like, oh!
that one's not going to work.
He pulled the string on it in a hurry. 3rd down now. 3rd and a 6 or a short 5, however you want to look at it. Probably closer to 5. Dash from the gun. Back now adjusts to the left side in the protection package. They roll the pocket left. Here comes pressure. They got him. Filio.
He just blew up the running back.
And there's a kick by the quarterback as he just kicks one of the Thunderwolves, Scipio, right in the breadbasket. The officials don't throw the foul. That should have been a personal foul on Desch. He didn't like the way Scipio was giving him the business, evidently. Gave a 2-footed kick right into the midsection. Thunderwolves need to cool down over there as well. You can see the coaching staff trying to calm their players down. Don't get something stupid happening here.
Still a football game.
Yeah.
The outcome is still very much in question.
Jordan Jones going to return this punt, not Cook. Stands at the 10-yard line. Kick is on the way. He's trying to pooch it. Fair catch signaled for, and that's just a bluff. It's down inside the 5 and down at about the 2-yard line. Well, Joe, there was another time the Thunderwolves, under heavy adversity in this same football stadium, faced a 1st and 97. Here they face a 1st and about 98.
And, you know, you don't have a Cam McDonald, but you got a Michael Roots. You don't have a Chris Bonner. You got a Stevie Kroll. You don't have a Kieran Duncan or a Paul Browning.
You got Nick Williams.
But you got a Nick Williams and a Nigel Mitchell.
So we got 12:08 to go here, I believe, or maybe 12:06. That clock is a little wanting.
12:06.
Okay.
Now the technology here is behind the times.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about what's going to happen here, though. We got a little birdie told us something's going to happen. Here's a flag. Looks like a false start on the Thunderwolves.
False start. Number 20. Offense, half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Nick Bingham lined up in the backfield.
Probably had the lean. Probably had that lean.
Well, Paul Plinsky told us they've already built a big new soccer complex off to the right of us here, or off to the, I guess that'd be the northwest of the stadium.
$1.5 million.
And they're going to start to do some upgrades to the football stadium. They're going to put field turf in. They're going to build a proper press box, supposedly.
Plumbing, maybe?
So that's on the way here. from the 1 yard line, and the Thunderwolves move again. Well, I guess the good news is, Joe, when you false start on this point in the field, you don't lose that much.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere. That's Nick Orr, and he's having a rough time getting some playing time as a backup today.
I think you could take your pick here. James Parker was also in the guilty area. He was on that left side of the center.
False start. Number 55, offense. Half the distance to the goal.
And they are going to take it Parker. I think you could have picked either one of them. They both.
Well, maybe they were right and the center was wrong. That's why I always laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it wasn't us, it was him. He didn't snap the ball.
So it's as close to the goal line as you can get right here on 1st down and 11. Quarterback sneak maybe. Direct snap from the gun. They're going to pass it up the left sideline, trying to get it to Nigel Mitchell, and the pass sails incomplete. He was open.
Jimmy, there's nothing wrong with that play, but you got to keep the ball in the field of play. Gunner last week, those long passes, the ball was on the white. Your receivers can't make it play.
So 2nd down and 11. Ball is just outside the goal line.
This is one of those times, if I'm Wilk, I say run it again.
Yeah,
because Nigel Mitchell was behind everyone. And will be again. Play clock down to 10 already, though.
He splits wide to the right. That's the short side of the field. Nick Williams is wide to left on an island over here. Straight drop back by Kroll. Looks, he's firing up the sideline, looking for Nick. And he makes the grab at about the 37-yard line. What a catch by Nick Williams.
That's as good as there is right there. That's as good as you'll see. That was say hey Willie Mays.
Yeah, just a one-on-one move there, and you like Nick's odds. That's the second big catch he's made today, and this gets the Thunderwolves all the way out to the 37-yard line, a pickup of 36. He also has a 44-yarder today in the game. I think they credited him with 44 earlier.
Some breathing room. The head official is now talking to Jazz Baines.
Yeah, we've got a stoppage here.
They're looking for something, and I'm not exactly sure what. If I'm John Riston, I want an explanation of what's going on here.
And they're still talking it over here. Now they're bringing somebody else in on the...
That looks like Miles Van He, the athletic director. Or this may be a facilities thing. We won't know unless they just told whoever that was to be, or they may be making him leave the sidelines.
He's definitely exiting stage right. Well, now he's coming back. I don't know. Whatever. Something with an issue. So 1st and 10 out to the 37-yard line for the Thunderwolves. Kroll trying to mount the comeback here for the Pack. Takes the snap, straight drop back, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, and that's behind fine, incomplete.
If he leads him, that's an easy catch. That's just a poor throw.
So 2nd down. Yeah, Fine was open there, just threw it behind him.
Again, make a play, right? Sometimes you just got to make a play.
Down to 11:32 to go here in the 4th quarter. 14-7. Western Colorado with the lead. Had a 14-0 lead at halftime before Cook on the 90-yard pass reception. Early on in the 3rd quarter, Kroll rolls right, now runs up the middle, fires over the middle, caught by Feggins. He's got the 1st down across, well, right at midfield.
Nice rollout by Stevie Kroll. And then sits and turns his feet and fires.
You're going to say Feggins' knee was down at the 49-yard line, but it's still a 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Down to 11:15 to go here in this 4th quarter.
You know, trailing just 14-7, but moving the ball. You got to feel pretty good about where you're at right now, but there's no need to hurry. You got your entire playbook.
Yeah, just be efficient here. Yes,
you know,
exactly.
But at the same time, still be aggressive.
Trips to the left this time for the Pack. Straight drop back by Kroll. Now he's going to roll the pocket left. Still on the run. Fires up the sideline and then just throws it away. He was trying to get it down the field to Nigel Mitchell. Nigel Mitchell cut off the route. And the only man there was the safety who couldn't get over there in time. So 2nd down and 10.
Give Western State credit, though, because these design rollouts, they're not giving up on the play. That countdown clock in Kroll's head's got to be ticking pretty quick.
So 2nd and 10 upcoming for the Thunderwolves. We're down to 10:50 to go here in the 4th quarter. Fine into the game. He's going to split wide to the left. Nick Williams is wide to the right. The ball is on the right hash mark. Roots is in the game. He's on the right hip of Kroll. Straight drop back. They look right, fire it right, caught by Nick Williams. He's going to gain about 5 on the play before he's slammed to the turf. Well, that's a tight window that time that Kroll fired that one into.
I think he does better, though, when he has to rear it back and hurl it. You know, the touch throws are stuff that'll come eventually, but just pinning your ears back and throwing that as hard as you can sometimes is beneficial.
Makes this 3rd down manageable here. 3rd and 5. From the 46-yard line of the Mountaineers.
Play clock down to 10.
Quentin Powell into the game for the first time for the Thunderwolves, wide to the left. Fagans is in the slot to the left. Kroll takes the snap. Pump fake. Now goes up the sideline. Back shoulder throw to Powell. He's got his hands on it. Incomplete. Couldn't hold on to it, and he ends up in the kicking net over here on the side.
Well, that's a nice play by the Western State defenders. Jim, they didn't fall for the pump. You know, the pump fake, they just didn't buy.
Yeah, and plus it was the new man in the game. It was like, okay, we're new man in the game with a play. So not 4-down territory here with this amount of time on the clock. So Thunderbolt's going to play field position here. Now you hope Dwinell can pin him back. Hopefully, best case scenario, inside the 10. That'd be the perfect dream.
Well, and we'll tell you as listeners, we don't know where it's going to land because you cannot see the lines on the field now because of the glare.
Good snap. Dwinell's punt is away, and he pooches it. Looks like he's done his job. Oh, and it takes a big Thunderwolves bounce, which ends up being a Western Colorado bounce, into the end zone. Boy, that ball hit hard. You're hoping that ball hits and backs up, and instead it hit on its nose and went right out the back of the end zone. So timeout on the field. 9:49 to go here in the 4th quarter. Western Colorado leads at 14-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl.
I was trying to find a better angle.
Yeah, Joe, this is one of the reasons why when you build a stadium, you always have the press box, the main press box side, to the west side. That means the setting sun is behind you, and you don't have to look into this glare. Just a tip to the architect if they do redesign this place. So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Mountaineers.
Big Ike stopping the running back in his tracks for a 2-yard loss.
He's come on here in this second half. And as Joe mentioned, that's probably if you look at a unit on the Thunderwolves, it's that defensive line. That is top shelf quality.
They gave him a loss of just 1, but Big Ike was there as soon as the ball was snapped. He was in the backfield.
So it's 2nd down and 11 upcoming for the Mountaineers here. As they're trying to milk the clock, but man, you got to get some yardage here in this end of your field here. You want to get a 1st down or 2. Try to flip the field here. Can't afford to keep giving the Thunderwolves short fields. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass up the edge. Here's a pass down the field, and it's closer. And now a late flag coming in. What are they going to call here on the Thunderwolves? The pass sailed incomplete way up the middle of the field. The flag is back here along the numbers in front of the Western Colorado bench. Maybe holding on the Thunderwolves?
That's what I'm guessing.
Pass interference. Number 12. Defense.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Unless it happened early.
You got to be kidding me.
That
is ridiculous.
That's not a good call.
That's creative justice right there. Always worry about the guy standing on the opposition sideline with somebody in his ear on a play like that. That ball sailed up the middle of the field, and Stevenson was the man in coverage. He was closest to the ball, way down the middle of the field. The ball sailed 5 yards over the head, yet the flag was back here. So if anything, maybe defensive holding, Joe. You can't call interference on that.
Without question.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Here's the handoff up the middle. And remember, it wasn't a 15-yard mark-off. It was a spot foul, so there was only 12 yards on the mark-off. The pass was 40 yards up the field. Gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Mountaineers. Closer to 7 on the gain. They're going to mark it out closer to the 40, so we'll call it 2nd and 3 now for Western. So we're down to 8:30 to go here in this 4th quarter. That was a huge call there. Thunderbolts creep up on the line of scrimmage here, showing blitz. Now they're going to hand the ball to middle. Good penetration by the Thunderbolts, trying to get to the edge, breaking a tackle, but not breaking the second tackle as Marcus Lawrence flying in there to make the stop on Butler. He'll end up losing a couple on the play back to the 38-yard line, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 now. A huge play in the game right here with 8 minutes to go.
Now watch how far off Matt Stevens plays these receivers. They're kind of giving him the business right now, and this is developing into an interesting situation. Now you got 3 receivers and 2 defenders, and they only need 5 yards. This has been their bugaboo all season.
Now Draper creeping up a little bit from his safety formation here. They look it over. Now Desch has what he wants. Straight drop back. Here comes the blitz. Ball deflected.
Nice play by Trevor Filio. Or was it Scipio that got the ball? It was either one of them.
Field is an incomplete pass. 4th down.
And the only reason he's coming on there to tell you that is because, in case you want to call grounding, you can't call grounding when the ball is deflected. So the referee just pointing out the obvious there.
Nice stand by the defense.
That was weird, Joe, because they had all the receivers over to this right side with the big cushion, and he decided to go left with it.
Well, that was a screen. The pass pro back held for a second and was just going to go in the flats. So they tried to set up that screen, but the ball was deflected.
Good job by the Thunderbolts linebacker. High snap, but it's handled. Punt is away. And going to be taken and hit right away is Jordan Jones, but he somehow stays on his feet, breaks a tackle, comes out of there, and gets back right to about where he started from. That was a dangerous play there. So not sure what the health status is of Cook. He hasn't returned the last 2 punts.
Well, and Fine did one, but he fumbled.
Yeah. So, and Cook hasn't been in on offense either. So obviously some kind of health issue for Cook. Remember, he has the 90-yard touchdown grab today.
You just wonder if he tweaked something on that run.
So now Thunderbolts with a chance again on offense, but they're pinned back at their 15. Remember, they started the last drive, though, from their own 1-yard line. So this is a little bit better scenario. They got the big play to Williams, but then unable to do anything with it. And they're going to fake it, pass out in the flat, caught by Williams, tries to make a man miss, but good defense there by Western Colorado as the cornerback Darius Gaines didn't buy any of that shuffling of the feet by Nick Williams. Still a gain of about 4.
Well, that's
maybe
not
5.
That's not Nick Williams' strength to try and make a move after. Go get the football.
It's out to the 20-yard line. So gain of about 6 is my guess. I think the line of scrimmage was the 14 there. It's all a guesswork right now, folks, with the glare coming in here. 2nd down, we'll call it 4. Albertini in motion, now resets on the left side of the formation. They give the ball up the middle to Bingham. He puts his head down, tries to get forward for the 1st down. He's going to be close to the sticks. Looks like he's got it, in my humble opinion, perhaps. They haven't moved the change yet. Nope, they say 3rd down. He's about a foot short, evidently.
This is where you wish Stevie Kroll would go under center, go forward, get the 1st down, and then start again.
Yeah, they're just about a foot short of the 1st down here. Down to 6:10 to go. It's getting dangerous now with the clock here for the Thunderwolves. Now they're going to go into a gimmicky formation here. All the linemen split out to the left here. Kroll takes the snap. Screen pass. Left side caught to Roots. Trying to get up the sideline. He's going to be thrown for a loss.
Yeah. Why not? last play of the year, or could be your last offensive series of the year.
And now the Thunderbolts going to have to punt. Now we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play here.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
And I don't know if it's a Thunderwolf or a, can't tell over here on the sideline.
It looks like it's a Thunderwolf.
Yeah, because the Thunderbolts training staff now racing over. Well, Joe, again, I'm going to say you had a second and goal from the 1 earlier on in the game. They went to a gimmicky formation. They went to the wild pack. Here you got 3rd and a yard. They go to the gimmicky formation. They split all the linemen, so it was just the center and the quarterback stacked up. They tried to throw a screen pass to Roots behind all these linemen, and those linemen draw attention. Roots is the injured player, by the way, and they end up losing 2 on the play when all they needed was 1.
That football math does not add up, does it?
You know, it's a yard. Like you said, quarterback sneak.
Or 2 of them. You've asked your defense to do an awful lot this half.
Yep.
Now you're asking them to do more.
So Roots able to walk off the field under his own power, favoring his left leg. Probably got his ankle twisted up a little bit in that stack. Clock rolls. We're down to 5:35 to go here. Trying to get this punt away. Donnell does it. High kick.
Yeah.
Doesn't turn over for him. Angles toward the sideline. It's caught and then hit immediately.
There was no fair catch.
Good stop there by the Thunderbolts. Flying in on the play was Eli Pittman.
Fans are upset that he got hit hard. Well, he didn't fair catch it, and he was inbound.
Yeah, it's football. You can hit field hard still.
Unless you're a quarterback.
Yeah, except if it's the NFL.
Unless you're a quarterback. Then you can't hit him.
So Western will take over at their own 31-yard line. Well, they talk about the old 4-minute offense. Well, there's 5:28 to go, so I guess you got to extend it. If you get 3 first downs, you win the game here for sure. It is Western Colorado. 2 of them will go a long way toward winning it.
So you're saying Csu-Pueblo needs 1 stop.
They need a stop here. Your offense may only get 1 more shot at it today. Bring the man in motion across the formation. That's Colalanjo. And they hand the ball up the middle and looking at break tackles get through. They're just squirting out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. That was good running by Cummings. He just kept his legs churning and gets a gain of about 7, maybe 8 on the play.
That's a kid who knows that there's a championship on the line the way he ran with that ball.
Gain 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 38-yard line. We're down to the 5-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. 14-7. Western Colorado with the lead.
In no hurry either, Western State now.
The play clock is at 15. We're at 4:52 on the game clock.
I don't see him putting the ball in the air the rest of the game.
Double wide out left, single wide out right. Take the snap, and he pulls it out of his belly, tries to run around the left side. Oh, but that tackle by Momar Falls. He stalked the quarterback Desh and took him down for a gain of a yard.
You know, the quarterback on that play is Momar Falls' responsibility, and he took it to heart.
So it's 3rd down and 2. Could be the play of the game right here. Western looking to the sideline for the play call.
If I'm Csu-Pueblo, I plug every gap and send the house.
Play clock down to 6. Now Desh looking to change things up. And they barely get it off. They hand it off up the middle, and it's a 1st down run.
Just barely, but barely's good enough.
Josh Cummings able to knife across the 42 out closer to the 43-yard line. We're going to spot him right at the 42, but it's still enough for the 1st down. So that buys them 3 more downs, and the clock rolls. We're down to 3:35 to go.
I get a sense that the bench now at Western can feel it a little bit. I know their fans can feel it a little bit.
Well, Thunderbolts do have 3 timeouts in their hip pocket, but it's getting late in a hurry here.
Well, if you stop them here for no gain or short, you might start burning them.
And they're going to give it up the middle, just plowing forward and getting maybe a yard or two on the play. And John Riston does take that first timeout with 3:05 to go. Timeout on the field, 14-7. Western Colorado leads it on Fox Sports Pueblo. Injured Thunderwolves still on the field here, Joe, and I can't get a number as of yet. We'll see who it is when they get him up here on his feet. Feeney?
Yep, Dominic Feeney, who was dinged up earlier, by the way.
Sophomore out of Mesa Ridge High School. There was no red shirt in this guy's vocabulary. He's played right from the get-go. He's that good. He's favoring that left knee or ankle as they head toward the sideline. He's putting more and more weight on it, so that's usually a good sign. Thunderwolves shorthanded on the training staff this week. They had a resignation.
They're winding the clock.
Yeah, that's why I thought John Riston should go ahead and keep that timeout going, because they're going to wind. They're going to take the full 40 off it here anyway. He wanted the timeout. Why not take it? I don't know if he realizes it yet.
He's like, I called timeout. I don't know. Well, he's sitting there talking to an official, so he must know.
So now it's too late. You've already burned 20 seconds off the play clock. Might as well just let it all go here. Second down and 8 for the Mountaineers. And they hand it up the middle, and this time the Thunderwolves have it jammed up.
Now you call timeout again.
Now they do get the timeout with 2:20 to go. We'll keep it here this
Timeout.
time.
Csu-Pueblo, second charge timeout.
Now stay with us for our post-game show.
And they gave him forward progress, and he lost a yard.
Yeah, look, they marked it all the way out there around the 44-yard line.
Yeah,
That's not right.
No, it's not.
So it'll be third down and 8 upcoming here for Western Mountaineers. So we'll have an interview with John Riston on the field after the game. We'll also have the recap of the game as well as scores from around the country. Our last Thunderwolves football broadcast of the year. John Riston still arguing with the officials down there. I wonder if John realized they were going to wind the clock there when they put the ball back in play after that injury. Just because you have an injury, the clock stops for the injury, but then once the ball goes back in play, you wind the clock, and he must have lost track of that.
Again, he was talking to an official right next to him, though, so I think John is just getting his money's worth. Don't you?
Yeah. Now we have 2 timeouts left. The play is right here, though. You got to make the stop on 3rd and 8. Does Western roll the dice, try a little pass play here, a little conservative screen off to the left? It's worked for them for big yardage today.
I say no. I say they run the football.
I think they're going to try to spring Cummings back to the right side here where no traffic is. And they do give it to Cummings off the right side, but the Thunderwolves have it jammed up. But he squirts through there for about 3 yards afterwards. Now the Thunderwolves do take the timeout, but it'll be 4th down and 2 when we come back. Timeout on the field, 14-7 Mountaineers.
Timeout.
On Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo, this is their 3rd and final timeout.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Thunderwolves can't afford to jump offside. They don't. Punt is away. It's a deep punt angling up the side, and we got a flag down late here.
They're going to say he bumped into him, and Jim, whether you bump into him or whether you...
Running into the punter, number 45 defense, 5-yard penalty, results in a 1st down.
That's going to be your ball game.
Oh, what a killer play there.
They said 45, but it was 46.
Yeah, it was Cole Rumrill, seeing some action. Well, there is a 45 that drifted about the field, but Rumrill was the one pleading his case.
Yeah, it was 46. It was Cole. I think I'm going to work my way down.
Okay, you got it. So to say that penalty was damaging is the understatement of the year. So now it gives Western a fresh set of downs here with 2:07 to go, and the Thunderwolves have only 1 timeout to go. Or maybe the Thunderwolves are out of timeouts because Western has gone into victory formation. They take the first knee, and Thunderwolves evidently are out of timeouts. I don't remember them using that first one, but maybe they did earlier. I do remember when they did. There's the avoid. Remember when they had to take the timeout to avoid the delay of game penalty? That was the first one they took, and then they took their last two there. So now Western Colorado, they can't quite run it all the way out, but then on the last play of the game, they can just chuck one up in the air, kind of like the Thunderwolves faced last week against Mines when they went into victory formation. They'll try to get this play off late. They take the knee. 1:22 to go. So, yeah, there's about a 1 second differential. But by the time they take the next snap and reset it, I think the officials with the play clock will just go ahead and fudge it forward. So it's going to be good. So Western Colorado going to win a share of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference title. And there is no tiebreaker in the RMAC. And there's the Gatorade bath for Jazz Baines on the sideline, and the fans and the players go nuts on the sideline. Have to take the knee here one more time. And technically he took it too soon, but they're not going to bother with it. Now they start the game clock, so we're all right. They're good. And that'll do it. Western Colorado, a hard-earned victory here today against the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves put up quite a fight, but unable to overcome that 14-point halftime deficit. Final score, Western Colorado defeats the Thunderwolves 14-7. Back with our post-game show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to Gunnison here in campus of Western Colorado University. And Joe Cervi can't see into the booth where we're at here the way the sun is. So when he starts talking, he'll just start talking. We'll join the interview with John Riston when we can. I can still see him down there on the field. He's still looking for John. So we'll go ahead and tell you the final here, 14-7. I haven't got Joe to turn his mic on yet. That's what I wish he'd do so I can at least pick him up. But we'll wait for him here. There's the mic going on, so we'll wait and go ahead.
All right, down here with head coach John Riston. You wanted to see your kids give everything they had.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That broke my heart.
Yep.
Broke my heart. Love that man to death.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
You wanted to see if your kids would give you everything they did, and they did.
Yeah, sure did. Proud of them. Proud of them.
Again, you expected a close game. You had some backups. You had some guys. Just came up a hair short today.
Yeah, I thought we, it was just in one of those years. And I'm proud of the way our kids came to play. I'm sorry, the seniors. So, we got to look forward to 22, but it stings right now.
All right, Jim. Jim, head back upstairs. Thanks, Coach.
All right. Short and sweet, I guess. Could have asked a couple more things, maybe. All right. Final score, 14-7. Western Colorado has defeated the Thunderwolves. We'll take a timeout here. We'll set up our highlights package. That all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl here in Gunnison, Colorado. And they have made the presentation out on the field as Western Colorado is the RMAC champions. They've got the trophy, and they're dancing around it out there on the field. And their little video board to our right is aptly named them the 2021 RMAC co-champion. You don't have to put co up there. You can just put champions. That's all. That's all you got to put. You don't have to put co.
I have a problem with that though, because they were 8-1, which means they lost one, and the team that they lost to head to head, man.
But by the bylaws, you don't have to put co-champions.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
don't even worry about putting it up that way.
You're just, and the RMAC is a very nice conference. They recognize that.
All right, let's go to the highlight package. We'll start off. Western Colorado able to move the ball down the field, and they hit a good one. And in motion, straight drop back. Looks over the middle, back of the end zone. Touchdown, Mountaineers. James Bryant.
It's too easy, Jim. Too easy.
They more or less just ran along the back line of the end zone, and Desch had enough time and nailed him with the 3-yard strike. The extra point was good at that point, making it 7-0. And I lost my darn photo. We're back. Then the Thunderwolves come back, and they're able to move the ball down the field smartly. But as we've seen this year, sometimes the calls in the red zone, they kind of weird you out. From the 1-yard line, they bring Bingham in, the extra back. They're actually going to go wild pack here. They're going to direct snap it to Roots. And it's a high snap, and it gets away. He gets it back now. He's running for his life, and he's taken down back outside the 15-yard line. Joe, when you get cute things happen against you. And the Thunderwolves end up missing the field goal after all that. And they missed 2 field goals, as a matter of fact, in the first half. So it was still 7-0 at that point. Then the Western came back and got another one on the board. And they give it up the middle. Good on it. Missed the tackle. And close to the goal line. Touchdown, Mountaineers. Had him in the backfield. Could not get him on the ground. Missed another tackle. Touchdown, Mountaineers. Well, that old bugaboo this year for the Pack. Missed tackles. I could probably go back and record every ball game. I could probably go back and listen, just make a mixtape of saying bad tackle. That'd be too hard to comprehend, wouldn't it? But,
well, and there'd be a lot of them.
That definitely would be. It might take too much time. Okay, that made the game 14-0 at that point after the extra point was good. Thunderwolves, though, then got a big play to start the second half. 3-point stance here.
They're expecting the draw play.
Great drop back by Kroll. Steps up in the pocket, gets the pass over the middle. Caught by Cook. He's got the first down and more. He's in the clear across the 30. Boney. Down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Holy cow. Cookie dunked on him again.
And just a simple play over the middle, but Cook, once he gets into the clear, he knifed into the clear, and he's got that sprinter speed, and he got away, and nobody could catch him. The extra point was good, made it 14-7 at that point. Thunderwolves then fumbled the ball away. Western took over, got it down deep into Thunderwolves territory, but the defense came up with a big play. 56 yards on the play. Low snap, they get it handed off right into breaking the tackle. Bouncing outside, inside the 20, inside the 15, down the line. Ball stripped away, Thunderwolves have it. Back up the field come the Pack as the ball was fumbled, and the Thunderwolves have it, and they return it out to the 18-yard line. As coughing it up that time was Josh Cummings, the running back.
Jim, I was waiting for a whistle, and I didn't hear it.
And indeed, there wasn't a whistle, and Julius Carter got the fumble return for the Thunderwolves, got it out to the 18. Thunderwolves able to get it out to around midfield, but then just turned it into a punt fest the rest of the ball game for the Thunderwolves. And then at the end of the ball game, Western took over with a little over 6 minutes to go in the game. We said if they could get 3 first downs, for sure they'd win the game. As it turned out, all they needed were 2. And well, I ended up getting the third one because the third one was because of a penalty, and that was on the running into the punter call. Gave them the extra set of downs, and they were able to run out the clock with some creative clock keeping, because you can't get to 2 minutes when it's 2 minutes and 10 when you take a knee 3 times, but they managed to do it, but all for naught. What would you have had? You would have had a scramble play, I guess.
Right, but still.
But that's the way it goes. Thunderwolves end up losing the ball game 14-7. We'll come back. We'll give you the totals from this game, give you a scoreboard. That all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the Pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And welcome back to the Mountaineer Bowl. Final score here, 14-7. Western Colorado defeats the Thunderwolves. Let's give you the numbers from today's game. Not a lot of offense for either team. Western was 16 first downs. Thunderwolves had 11. Total offense today for Western Colorado, 291. They had 131 on the ground, 160 through the air. Thunderwolves only 40 yards on the ground, 253 through the air, 293 yards total offense. So they actually outgained Western by 2 yards in the final analysis. Third down conversions, we've always tracked those all year long here. Thunderwolves only 3 of 12. Western ended up being 6 of 16. Thunderwolves pretty good on defense in the second half. First half, is what got away from them. Time of possession, Western 36:05, Thunderwolves 23:55. Western was 2 for 2 in the red zone. Thunderwolves were 0 for 1. Individual numbers. Cummings today, 27 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown. Butler, 6 carries for 37. Desch, 12 for -19. You got to factor all the sack yardage in as he lost 7 on sacks today. For the Thunderwolves, Kroll ends up the leading ball carrier, 23 yards, 4 carries for 23 yards. Bingham had 3 for 11. Roots held to 7 carries for 7 yards. Jordan Jones, 1 carry for -1. Passing today, Desch 12 of 22, no interceptions, 160 yards, 1 touchdown. Was sacked once. For the Thunderwolves, Kroll, what the heck do they got here? They've got the wrong thing in their deal. He was 21 of 35 for 243 yards and the touchdown. Was sacked once. Receiving, Macias 3 for 65. White 4 for 51. Butler 3 for 21. For the Thunderwolves, Nick Williams 8 for 71. Max Fine 3 for 15. Feggins 2 for 21. They don't have Cooks on here. He has the most yardage. Just 1 catch on the day, but it was 90 yards and a touchdown. Some defensive numbers here today. Lucas with 5 tackles. Gaines, Fletcher, and Maxwell with 4 apiece for Western. For the Thunderwolves, Patrick Howe, great game, 11 tackles. Max Gonzalez, the definite defensive MVP this year, ends up with 10 tackles. Scipio with 7. Warren with 5. Final score, 14-7. Western Colorado wins it. Let's go from scores around the country here. The most important one was Mines defeated Adams State today, 63-0. They win a share of the conference title with Western Colorado. They'll be the number 1 seed in Super Region 4. We'll just have to see where Western ends up. My guess is they'll be number 4 and be hosting here is my guess. Chadron State, they lead Black Hill State 57-6. That's in the 4th quarter of that ball game. We'll scroll down here through here. Commerce with an early lead over Eastern New Mexico 7-3. The big game of the day in Division II football is number 2 Valdosta State at West Florida. West Florida with a 2nd quarter lead. They lead it 7-0 right now. Angelo State will be in action tonight at A&M Kingsville. Angelo State high up in the region. Angelo is what right now? They're number 2. So that's where they're going to stay. That's not going to be a big enough win for them to get them jumping Mines. Northwest Missouri defeated Emporia State today 35-7. Kutztown and Slippery Rock. That was the big game in small town football, or small state football, I guess you say, in the state of Pennsylvania today. But Kutztown defeats Slippery Rock 38-32. A battle of number 14 versus number 12 and number 14. Kutztown wins that ball game. Trying to find a couple more conference scores here for you as I scroll down through here. The sun is just beating brutal down in here in the booth right now, and we're scrolling. There's the Mines score over Adams State. Mesa and South Dakota Mines, it's gone final. Mesa defeats South Dakota Mines today 13-10. That game played in Rapid City. And that's it. That's all I've got for you. On the big boy side of things, the big game of the day in the early window was Michigan coming from behind, defeating Penn State 21-17. Some games in progress right now. It has gone final. Mississippi State beat Auburn 43-34. Utah defeats Arizona 38-29. Iowa over Minnesota 17-16. That is not a final. There's 4:44 to go in the 3rd quarter of that one, with Iowa with the 1-point lead. Ohio State 3rd quarter score leads Purdue 52-17. Georgia in the 3rd quarter leads Tennessee 24-10. Southern Miss now a mild upset over Texas San Antonio 17-10. Alabama defeated Mexico State earlier today 59-3. Wisconsin over Northwestern 35-7. Upset today, if you want to call it an upset. Baylor, 13th ranked, at home defeated number 8 Oklahoma 27-14. Michigan State, they come back. Actually, I don't know if they ever trailed that game, but they end up at halftime now leading Maryland 27-14. Big games tonight. Joe, what would you say? North Carolina State, Wake Forest.
There's only one game that matters.
Yes, I know which one
Air
you're talking
Force
about.
at Colorado State.
That's
at
right.
5 o'clock.
A&M is at Ole Miss. That'll be entertaining. We'll probably pick that one on the old radio feed. Notre Dame is at Virginia as well. TCU at Oklahoma State. Then the late game, Pac-12 after dark, it'll be Oregon playing host to Washington State. Pittsburgh defeated North Carolina on Thursday, 30-23. Last night, Cincinnati defeated South Florida, 45-28. So that about wraps up our scoreboard show. Joe, about time to put a bow on this season here as well as this ball game. For the Thunderwolves, it was just a season of, the expectations going in any time for the Thunderwolves program are big things. Conference title, playoffs, all of that. They weren't able to accomplish any of it. But, man, it was just – they just didn't take advantage of the opportunities presented to them.
No, there was a play here, a play there in every game. And that when you don't make those plays, we got so spoiled for so many years where they made all those plays, or they would beat teams up so bad that it didn't come down to a play or two. This season it came down to a play or two almost every single game, and they didn't make the plays. And today, did they have every opportunity to win? Absolutely. Did they last week against Mines? Absolutely. They had chances, and they just didn't get it done. So I think they got to go back and retool, maybe find some intensity, maybe find the pack way a little bit and get guys to buy in from start to finish. And, you have a great play and then you give up a 3rd and 20. Okay, that's not buying in on every play, and those are the things they have to fix.
Yeah, and I think I look back on it. We talk about those missed tackles, then also third down efficiency both on offense and defense, giving up big plays. And then in the red zone offense, just too many times not scoring touchdowns, having to settle for field goals, or in some cases turning the ball over, which they did against Mines last week in the red zone. And then also on you just can't afford the silly penalties here and the roughing the kicker call here in this ball game.
Yeah,
late in the game, it nullifies a chance for you to go down and maybe tie the game.
Yeah, hustle penalties I don't mind. It's the selfish penalties I mind, but hustle penalties you almost have to overlook. It's kind of live by the sword, die by the sword. But CSU Pueblo's got to take a long look. I think Stevie Crow played okay today. I don't know. I'm sure they're going to go try and recruit quarterbacks to push him. I think they got to address the kicking game. Jared Zulek, we know, has a good leg. Way too many missed field goals and way too many missed extra points this season. It's just there's a lot of areas that need work, but I think it just needs to get back to basics. This team was built on fundamentals and being fundamentally sound in all areas, and it was not fundamentally sound at all this year in all areas.
That'll be the thing that they'll just have to do it. And Paul Polinsky said it's already started. He said it'll start more in earnest on Monday. I wouldn't expect any big wild changes in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the postseason, but changes are probably in the offing, and then we'll just see what those changes will be, and then what, most times spring football is kind of poo-pooed, a little bit, but I don't think this year at CSU Pueblo they haven't really had a spring practice. And this year, it'll be doubly important to get back to doing things that they need to get done.
Well, yeah, I mean, coaches are gypsies, so they'll all be looking, and as will John. I mean, he's got some assistants, and you never know how things fall out. So I think recruiting is going to be key, like it always is, and I'd like to see things get back to the way they were, but they set the bar so high, Jim.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a national championship caliber program. Western State celebrated like they beat a national championship caliber program, and they did. So congratulations to Jazz Baines and his staff, and they worked hard to get it. But they modeled themselves after CSU Pueblo.
Yeah, and they ran the ball, and then they stopped the run. And the Thunderwolves, the opposite today. They couldn't run the ball, 40 yards, and they gave up too many big gash runs in the game, and that's the thing the Thunderwolves have always prided themselves on.
They made CSU Pueblo one-dimensional, and that's what CSU Pueblo prides itself on doing to other teams.
All right, that's going to wrap up our season of broadcasts here on Fox Sports Pueblo for CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football. We'll have basketball coming your way in a couple weeks. We'll be on the Stretch Internet feed the next couple weeks with basketball, but we'll return to the airwaves here on AM1350 for the conference season. Follow the Thunderwolves basketball programs all season long. We should mention today, Thunderwolves women, they knocked off the #1 team in the country today. The Thunderwolves women defeat Lubbock Christian, Joe, in a huge victory. Kudos to Tommy Johnson. And you couldn't find a nicer guy in the world, and nobody is more dedicated to CSU Pueblo than Tommy Johnson.
We love Tommy, and congratulations to the Thunderwolves.
And good luck to the soccer team as the men's soccer team battling for a conference title at 5 o'clock. You can watch that game on the Stretch Internet feed as well as they take on Colorado Mesa in that one. And volleyball is battling their way toward the conference tournament as well in a couple of weeks. All right, that'll about do it. Special thanks, of course, all year long to Trey Strazikar, who took over early on the sports information duties here at CSU Pueblo. Paul Plinsky, we thank him for coming up here at halftime and all of his support and dedication and work he does for us all year long here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Benny Bash has been our producer and engineer today of Thunderwolves football. We thank Benny for all of his hard work. Fresh off the trip to the CMAs, he did a good job back there. You can hear Benny each and every weekday morning on KBPI 107.9. My partner is Joe Cervi. My name is Jim Brooks, reminding you the final score here today. Western Colorado defeats CSU Pueblo 14-7. Until we talk to you a little later from Masari Arena, for everybody involved with Thunderwolves Athletics and our broadcast, this is Jim Brooks bidding you good afternoon from Gunnison.